Right. So you pulled over on the dock on the side of the Thames. There's quite a lot of roadway patrolled by armed soldiers down by the side of the river. There's searchlights sweeping backwards and forwards across the river.
What era weaponry does it look like they've got?
Well, you're not sure, but basically what looks like it could be a log or a canoe is caught in one of the searchlights. The searchlight stops. You hear like a siren off in the distance, and then there's a barking of a machine gun as the ground, the water around the log or the canoe is peppered with machine gun fire.
That's good. I just want to know if it was, breech loading or, musket era.
No, it's definitely Daka era.
Right. Okay.
So you need to either come up with a way of getting past the searchlight, or risk going on land and going past roving bands of soldiers. This parallels quite close to war from what you were told. So it's all about the kick-off, basically.
Do we have like a portable computer with us?
You do. If you have a look in the van.
Yeah, we've got 2 hand computers.
Could we hack their security?
You could try. It doesn't look like they're a computer age. It looks like more they're around the World War II sort of era. But if you have a look at what you do have, the other option is you could try and time it to go between the searchlights.
These artificial gills, could we swim them underwater?
That's generally what artificial gills are for, yeah. Yeah, they're literally steampunky, so it's like a collar. You put it around your throat, and it's like, and then you put the breathing tubes into your mouth and nose, and then you've got little gills that go like a goldfish, and then slowly rise and fall.
But we only got 2. It's going to take ages to get us all.
Or a couple of us go in, knock out the searchlights, or knock out the power of the searchlights just for a couple of minutes, and then sneak on through.
Nah, that'll just make that heighten their security level.
There is only 4 of you though.
I mean, 2 of us use the gills, go right down. 1 comes back with the other gill, and repeat until all 4 of us are well past the search.
The TPV computer. Oh, didn't the TPV blow up?
Yes.
So linking the hand computers to it might be a bit useless.
Yes. So you've got two hand computers, but you haven't got anything to wirelessly link them into. They still work as like,
calculators.
Calculators, basically, yeah.
And
you've got Tetris on there, so you could just.
Oh, okay. Catches in a bit.
You just sit and play Tetris on.
I think it was just slip through the searchlight. Oh, we distract them by going up there and shooting them all.
Like all of them. So which plan do you want to take?
The gills.
Okay, the gills have it. Someone will have to swim through and swim back, and then swim, and we'll have to go backwards and forwards. 2 people swim through, 1 person swims back with the gills. Takes 2 people swim through, and a different person brings back the gill, and we'll make sure we swim quite far into a place that's got cover.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I bet we've got no night vision.
Still have a night vision.
What, sorry?
Do these binoculars have night vision capability?
Yeah, why not?
I don't suppose, even for a short period of time, we could repurpose one of the batteries out of one of the hand computers to get that Harry Potter cloaky thing to work.
No, that actually connected into the van. You see the pyramid, the picture on the van, it's sort of pyramid shaped and it hangs over the top and then plugs into the van all around the side.
Good thought.
It was a good thought, but unfortunately it's not something that would power up enough. If you use the guild method, you're going to have to leave the mechanical tool sets and the electronic tool kits, but you could pretty much take the rest.
We've not got like any waterproof pouches, like.
Oh, it's part of the size of them, Dave.
Yeah, Dave. It's a mechanical tool kit. It's a big iron box with a handle on it with like wrenches and socket sets and things like that in.
I like mechanical tool sets.
You're just going to have to make do with the Swiss Army knife.
Take a number 3 socket. You can do everything with a number 3 socket.
Take your favourite spanner, Dave. It'll make you feel better. Right, so you swim backwards and forwards. Whoever is the strongest swimmer presumably will bring the gills back. You swim under the area that is patrolled by searchlights, and you come up right next to London Bridge. The maze is roughly the same area as the financial centre of London today.
Never changes.
Yeah, especially the maze is similar to the slum areas of the 15th century. It's in a very dilapidated condition. The streets are a little better than open sewers, overhung by the upper stories of building. Street gangs roll at will, as you could see by the guys on the other side with the searchlights. The place looks like it's a tinder keg that's ready to kick off. There's going to be some kind of big important battle on this parallel really soon. You were told that you need to meet Harry Fairfax in the Hilton Tavern.
We should go to the Hilton Tavern and we should just walk there, and if anyone questions us, we'll just like talk our whip. We could also shoot them.
Right.
I've still got your spoons, Al.
I have. I've got your spoon.
That's all the spoons he needs.
I don't need.
Right. So after around half an hour of walking, you mostly stick to the shadows, so you're not seen. Once, like a gang of street toughs seems to threaten you, but you pack your gun. They're carrying pipes and chains and things like that. But when you pack your pistol and show them the butt, they just F off and leave you alone because they're not prepared for the hardcore fighting.
Yeah, everyone pats their thing and I pull a spoon out and swing it around my finger.
Right, and you arrive at the dark, dank Hilton Tavern, a genial den. There's a dingy light comes through the windows, and it looks like your general little scroty London pub.
Better or worse than the Blanford?
Better in its heyday, worse as it is now.
Yeah.
I shall enter, looking confident.
Right, okay. Goes in. Everybody else?
I'll follow him inside, trying to look nondescript.
I'll be walking in, having a good look around.
Right, the pub is dingy inside, but there's a lot of patrons. It's loud. There's a lot of chat there. People are smoking and drinking, laughing and carrying on. You get the sense of a good old-fashioned London pub atmosphere. You look around for a little while, you buy a drink, and then in the corner you spot a guy wearing that hat that is displayed in the picture. He's got lank, greasy hair. He looks like a bit of a London wide boy, to be honest.
Don't worry, guys, I've got this.
And he's in the corner. He's in the corner playing dice.
All right, I'll walk.
Said, if I had a hat like that, I wouldn't fucking wear it. Sorry.
I'll walk over and go, "Hello, me old China.
Right.
Would you Adams and Eve it?"
He looks up. He says, "God blimey, Governor, has just run a pair of sevens."
Yeah, like that.
He says, "What can I do for you?" Now that you're close, he's got the strong, pungent, unwashed smell. But generally, this area of London is so disgusting that it kind of just blends in anyway.
Wasn't there a code word we used?
Dogs barking can't fly without umbrellas.
Something like that.
Right, he looks at it, he goes, "Right, all right, fancy man." He says, "All right, boys, I'm cashing out." Takes his mega pile of winnings. He says, "You guys, you must know those W guys, yeah?" "Wharton. You work for Wharton."
Oh, yeah.
He says, "Step into my office, gents." He takes you over to the privy.
I knew it would be
Fonzie style. So he walks into the privy, opens the privy. There's some guy in there having a slash. He's like, "Oh, you, naff off." So the guy looks and he goes, "All right, Harry, all right." And he runs out and invites you into this toilet. Do you remember the toilets that are in the borough where one of them always doesn't work?
Yeah.
And the place stinks to high heaven.
I'll walk in and look around and go, "I like what you've done with the place."
Smells like home.
Is that the one where your feet faintly stick to the floor?
Yes. And
Where they don't stick that's slippy.
yeah.
There's no like middle ground. It's either sticky or slippy.
He says, "All right, mate, what about the secret handshake?" And he holds his hand out.
Is there a secret handshake?
You all look a little confused because I'm just pulling your plug. It's all right.
Well, you were in the right room for it, my old China.
He pulls out a raggy stained piece of paper and he goes, "I've had a message that you were coming." And it says, "VTB Inc. Be ready, RW." He goes, "I got this sent yesterday," and it's like literally filthy. There's get fingerprints in that. It looks like at one point he's blew his nose in the corner of the paper.
Is that jam?
He says, "It might be jam."
Who's this last? Who's the telepath amongst all the other dimensions?
Well, this is what I was going to say. Is there any way you can get a message back up the line?
He says, "Yeah, I can contact Rose. It may take me a day or two."
Right, okay. Can you pass this message to Rose? Do you want us to write it down, or will you be able to remember?
No, he says, "Write it down," and then, so he takes this piece of paper, he puts it on his chest, smooths it down, and hands you this raggy, sticky.
I'll pick it up by the corner and put it on Bracey's back and write the message. "Dearest Rose, greetings. It's lovely here in London. Unfortunately, we seem to have blown up our multi-dimensional van. It got a bit broken. We're kind of stranded. Need a pickup. Also, we know where he is. We're going to go and knock on him tonight."
The only details you had were that he was in London.
We're going to track him down.
You're meeting Harry because he is apparently the guy to talk to if you've got any skinny that you need.
Right. Going to start chatting them down tonight. Love and hugs. All the best. Earl Ronald Swindon.
Your respectful servant.
Yes, Spectrum Service. All Ronald Swindon. You got it.
Right, he takes it off you. He folds it up carefully, and then puts it under his hat. He's got lank shoulder length hair, as you can see there.
Well, Harry, we've got the lead that we need. We're looking for a chap, and he may well be. Well, he is in London.
Nice one. He says, "What's this geezer's handle?"
Alan? No.
It was Monkton.
Monkton, and he'll probably be around some sort of electricery because he'll need power for his communication device.
He goes, "Monkton? Jesus Christ, that guy's a psycho." He says, he runs around with his shotgun. He can shoot the knackers off a fly at 200 paces with it.
You want to say him what he's teaspoon?
He says that guy, honestly, he should have been on Britain's Got Talent. He never misses with it.
He has a never missing shotgun.
I swear to God, right? He's a sorcerer.
Quite likely. Where can we get 3 tons of marshmallow?
He says, "Nowhere around here, mate." He says, "I don't know if you realise it, but we're the poor half of London. That's part of the reason we're rising up. We're gonna fuck the police."
Yes, the peelers are rather out of control. Very machine gunny.
Is he able to source any weapons?
He can get you some pistols, but they're just like World War II style revolvers. They're not as good as the ones that you're already carrying. But you're welcome to grab some.
I was thinking more of something along the lines of a sniper rifle.
An old-fashioned Lee Enfield.
Yeah.
Just as good.
He says, "I might be able to lay my hands on some, but again, it's going to take some time. I mean, it's hard to get stuff on the black market these days. Everybody's buying."
Can you get me a fork?
Yeah.
I need one.
Right, mate. No bother. I'll get you a fork. He says,
I was worried he's going to ask for fish rice.
he says that monkton geezer, he's like one of the big criminal elements around here. There was the Cray twins, but he offed them.
Oh man, they never did anything wrong to anyone.
He says he's got a rented room over a small draper's on Threadneedle Street. He says, "I've got a key."
Threadneedle Street.
Threadneedle Street.
Like next to the Bank of England, because that's where the Bank of England is.
Is it? Then yes, next to the Bank of England. But not
because the Bank of England is known as the Old Lady of Threadneedle Street.
Well, God blimey, I never knew that. This is
my mummy taught me.
The room's used for meetings of something called St Paul's Theatre Group. He says, but if he ain't in his room, he could be anywhere. He says,
we should go.
Most people who try to follow him either fail or end up dead in an alley somewhere.
Right, we should get the weapons and head over there.
Do you want to? Do you want him to try and get you a Lee Enfield or
oh yes,
and a fork
and a scope.
A fork you can get from downstairs.
All right.
What's the availability of petrol around there?
He says, "Well, I can lay my hands on some, but again, it's quite expensive. What with the black market being what it is."
I'll get I'll rake through the bag until we get the envelope with this parallel written.
If you can lay your hands on a couple of pints and a couple of glass bottles, I'll do the rest.
Yeah, do we have some money in our bag of things for this parallel?
You did not have any money because you were supposed to be making some contacts, but then it all went horribly wrong. You didn't pay where you were supposed to, and things started to blow up.
Well, I blame Andy.
I wonder if there's something we can give them to trade. Or something that's going to be useful for them.
Very well. If you can get us these weapons and a nice fork, and some petrol and glass bottles, we'll off Fairfax. Not Fairfax. You're Fairfax. We'll off the other guy, and you can have his, because he must be loaded. He'd be minted, a bloke like that.
And of course, it would be quite useful, no doubt, if we put the word round that it was actually you who did it, and you can take the credit for it.
That would be handy.
He says that'd be all right.
We'll make sure we do a lot of Harry Fairfax and his regards stuff.
Yeah, nice one, mate. Nice one.
Obviously, if we're going to kill him, if he looks like he's killing us, we won't scream, Harry made us do it and run away, because that would be...
He says, right, he says, all right, mate, come out the bar. He shouts, oi, Dodger, 2 bottles of Harry's specials. Dodger goes, you sure, Harry? He goes, yeah, get him out. So he goes under the bar, opens, you hear some cupboard or something opening or a panel, pulls 2 Molotov cocktails with the things already stuffed in, puts them on the bar for you. Harry says, it's all going to kick off and we're all getting ready for it.
Nice one.
Can I go wrong with a good insurrection?
And he goes, oh, and a fork. And then looks at you. And
thank you very much.
Dodger behind the bar goes, a fork, Harry? He goes, hey, are you clothing or something? Get this man a fork. And he goes, all right then. And he goes in the kitchen, comes out and brings you a fork.
Right, I'll get the bar mat and polish the fork.
You probably make it a little bit dirty by using the bar mat.
I'll breathe on it, that'll make it clean. That always cleans my cup.
Is Andy, Davey, Brissy, is there anything else other than that you want Harry to get? I was like, I want a full tea service. And,
Did we have other contacts here, like you said?
No, you weren't supposed to come to this parallel. You found the information in the geisha residence to come to this parallel, and you received instructions from Wotan to contact Harry Fairfax. And that's all it said. A picture of Harry Fairfax and find him in the Hilton Tavern at the Maze.
I should add on that letter that Monkton's here. So water.
He says, right, I'll pass that letter on to Rose for you, no problem. And he takes a drag on his pipe, hocks up against, like from his chest, coughing, and then spits in the corner. He says, well, I'm going to wish you luck if you're going up against that psychopath.
Oh, don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
Andy,
right.
Is there anything else you need?
Can I have a cup of tea, please?
Cup of Rousey Lee? Don't do Rousey Lee here, mate.
What? How far has this world fallen, man?
Do they do ginger beer?
Yeah. I think we've got a bottle of ginger beer left under the bar somewhere. He says, Dodger, have you got any of that ginger beer left? He says, I've got some ginger wine. Is that what you're thinking of? He says,
no.
Yeah, that'll do.
I used to drink ginger cordial raw when I was a kid. I think we should just go and see this guy before this gets weirder.
Does he just want us to come back to see him in a couple of days or a day? Or is he going to...
He says, well, you know where I am, lads. He says, I'll get the shooters for you, but it'll take us a while.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll hang around till we get the shooters.
A decent Enfield, scope, and plenty of ammunition.
He says it'll take a day or two. This will be bad.
I shall sit in a corner seat with the guys, and we will. And I'll say, keep an eye on things, and then I'll stop in.
How many days have we got left?
Well, I don't know. I can be on here quite a while now.
5 days. He said it might take up to 2 days to get the Enfield.
Right.
I think it's worth the wait.
Yeah.
Don't we have a countdown?
We'll do a bit of reconnaissance while we're waiting.
No, because we'll tip him. We are about as subtle as a brick to the nads. The minute we try to do some subtle reconnaissance, we'll end up in a fight.
Right. So you're just going to wait about for him to get a Lee Enfield, right? Okay.
Yes. Patiently.
Okay then.
Well, no. I think we need to go do a bit of reconnaissance and just walk down where this house is.
Well, we could just walk down. We can do it.
Yeah, you can just walk down there if you want.
How big are these hand computers?
They are about the size of a 7-inch tablet, but they've got a little like trigger handle thing on them so that you can hold it in one hand and type with the other.
I'm just wondering if there's any way we could, get some video as we walk down.
Yeah, they've got cameras on. You can record them. You can take selfies, whatever you want.
Without drawing attention.
Well, you've never seen this. Like I said, this generally looks about a World War II-ish tech level. So if you're walking around with your fancy hand computers out, they would almost certainly draw attention.
All right. Well, can we maybe stick it in a cardboard box or something like that and cut a hole where the lenses are? So we're walking down like we're carrying a box.
So you're walking down holding a cardboard box on the end of your arm. All right.
Yeah. Just look like I'm carrying stuff down one road.
Cash. Harry can get you some threads if you want, like dead easy.
Oh yeah. We'll need some threads.
They smell pretty bad, but it can get you some threads so you look like locals.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Right, so you walk down to Threadneedle Street. Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Right. It's not a far walk, it's about half an hour. You're uninterrupted, although you hear sounds of merrymaking, people drinking and singing, that sort of thing. And then you arrive in Threadneedle Street. You get to the small drapers. It's one of those where there's a shop downstairs. There's a doorway to the side of the shop that leads up the stairs and goes into the upper level. It's called Drapes and Drapery.
They're like Bed Bath and Beyond without the Beyond.
Yeah.
Which is good because we all know what comes from there.
The light is on downstairs in the shop, but the light is off upstairs in what you've been told is Monkton's apartment. It says underneath the draper's shop, proprietor John Hasselrig.
Oh, we should have asked Harry what this guy looks like.
You don't have a description of him, I don't think. Oh no, you do. Yeah, you have a description of him. Brown eyes, brown hair. Sometimes sports brown facial hair as well.
Cool. Right.
Harry did tell you he'd rented the upstairs, so it's not like the guy in the shop is.
I'm just wondering if there's any other signs on the building or any of the ones close, saying rooms for rent or anything like that.
You do see them a few as you pass.
Okay. Right, I think we should walk down and then we'll go back to Harry's. But we won't walk back up the same street because that'll look too obvious.
We'll go round.
And
Are we being followed?
I was just going to say, can we have a skeg to see if we're being followed?
Yeah. Make a roll then, please. Make a clever roll. And two people can help.
I'll help.
So you basically look about.
Because clever up and down.
Oh, nice, Earl.
Right. So you have a look about. You don't, apparently, you haven't been followed. When you get back to the place, Harry's like, I pulled some strings, I've got you the shooter. He says, time's of the essence, we need to get moving. Things are in motion. If you wait till tomorrow, the whole place is going to go up in a powder keg, basically.
Right.
Yeah, we should do this tonight.
So he gives you a Lee Enfield, one clip. They've got 5.
One clip. Shit.
What?
Okay.
They've got 5 rounds in them at Lee Enfield, I believe.
I think so.
10 rounds.
Yeah, two 5-round stripper clips.
It's probably going to need at least one clip to bloody zero it out. So, oh well, best guess.
Just close your eyes and shoot. No, wait, no, that's a bad idea, isn't it?
Right, so you head.
I'm a sniper. I'll be fine.
You head back. It's in the same state as you left it. The lights on downstairs. You see in like shadows as somebody's moving around downstairs, but the upstairs one is turned off, and he hasn't come back in the intervening time. You surmise as the light is still off.
We haven't got any money for this.
If somebody was watching this place, where would be their best advantage spot?
There's a couple of dingy alleys with some trash cans in them.
Can we get round the back of this building?
It backs directly onto another building, so you can get around the other side, but there'll be another building on the other side. You get the impression that the way that the maze has been built, it's not built the way the current London buildings have been built. It's built more on a medieval design. London was redesigned when they had the Great Fire of London. The place burnt down, and then they learned not to build everything out of wood. But this is all the buildings are built right on top of each other. They're made out of wood. They're built back to back, so that there's not gaps behind them and back doors like there would be on a normal thing. You notice that's weird about the architecture.
So it might be a pretty fair bet that if I was Monkton and I had an upstairs room, I'd have an escape route that went out of the building that joined onto the back of the building I had me room in.
That's what I'd do.
Or the sewers.
So in other words, if we chuck a mullet off in through the front, he's going to come out the back. So we need somebody round the back to chuck a mullet off in through the back as well.
If he's there.
Well, if he's a disruptor, is it not a possibility he might have some sort of low light image intensifying stuff so he can sneak round without putting the light on and advertising the fact he's in there?
Harry reckons he's a sorcerer.
Yeah, he could be, yeah.
But throwing around Molotovs in through people's windows, it's literally, there's a shop underneath with a family living in it.
Yeah, but it's a drapery shop. It'll burn lovely. No, what I meant was, no pun intended, if we chucked him all up in the front to smoke him out, so to speak, if he's got an escape route, he's liable to come clattering down the stairs of the building that joins onto the back of the building we've just chucked the Molotov in through the front window.
What's the other building? Rich, well, you know, is it a shop? Is it like?
It's just a shop, yeah. It's a greengrocer's. They shut up for the night.
So if we try and break in it and have a mooch to see if there is any escape routes or anything.
Worst case scenario, we bump into him, which is our best case scenario.
Yeah, that's what you're actually trying to do. So
we just want to be the ones surprising, not the ones who are surprised. But I think what we should do is put Bracey in an Overwatch position and then act suspicious.
Right, so Bracey, you're going to climb up a building opposite.
Can do, if there's an easy way to try and get up.
The rickety, like, they've got beams and they're not modern buildings, so it's easy enough to climb up.
Right.
You can climb up opposite with your little laying field overlooking down. You're slightly higher there than the window. You're looking in the window. You can't see anybody in the window. It's only a one room flat, effectively. The door. You see at the back of the room, there's a wardrobe. There's a bed. And at the back of the room, there's a doorway that obviously leads onto the stairs to the side of the house, to the side of the shop. But it doesn't look like
wardrobe. Doesn't look like any phones. Fucking Narnia.
Zoney residents. I just don't see him as hanging out in the bedsit.
No. Can I? Oh, I have one. I'll look through with the binoculars for the the night sight, or if it's got heat. I don't know how advanced they are. See, is there any traces in the room? If anybody's been there, or can we see anything? Is there like a light source from coming maybe behind the wardrobe somewhere, or from a fake door or something?
No, you can't see anything inside using the binoculars with the low light function.
Right. Well, I'll relay this to the others.
Yeah, because you've got the .coms, haven't you? So
yeah.
Bracey says it's quiet. It doesn't look like there's anybody in there. There's no traces of people.
I mean, we'll go in and have a look about, but I'm pretty sure if he's not in there, that's no help. We just need to keep an eye on. We've got no idea where he. There's a shop downstairs was closed.
It's still open. The light's still on. All
right. Okay.
What's the guy? It is quite late. Some of the shops are closed, and it's quite dark now. But it says proprietor.
Right, don't worry, I've got this. Everyone else stay out of sight. I'll go knock on the door.
It says proprietor John Hasselrig. Right, you rap sharply on the door. There's an old grey-haired man with round John Lennon type glasses perched on his nose. Comes in, opens the door. He says, "I was just about to close up. If you want any drapery, I mean, I could stay open a little while longer."
I'm sorry to bother you, old man. I'm trying to find Mr. Monkton. He believe he rooms here.
He says, "Oh, that actor person upstairs. Oh, he doesn't rent off me. I rent me shop, and he rents off the same person. They're up and down all hours of the night, stamping about, practicing their stupid plays." He says they went out for the night earlier on. He says they made quite a racket upstairs, and then they went out. I should complain to the landlord about them.
Ask him which theatre he plays in.
Does he play at a specific theatre, or is he a travelling troupe?
No, that's the thing. They never mention a theatre or plays or anything. There's all sorts of strange-looking men come carrying parcels in all hours of the day and night, and you never see them actually performing anything.
Might be one of those clubs for that. You know that the French persuasion.
He looks disgusted and he says, "Oh, I don't think we'll be having any of that in this street."
I wouldn't think so either. The guy, he's a haberdasher, didn't you say? A draper.
Yes.
Look at his hands. How many pinpricks does he have? Is his index fingers worn like he's been wearing a thimble for the last 20?
Yes, he looks like a genuine draper. If you want to make a clever roll, so that's 2 fair success. Yes, he looks exactly what he pays to be. A draper. He's got his hands are all worn in the appropriate ways. He has his wares and his little work table in the middle of the shop. He looks genuine. Yeah, he's not putting it on.
Well, good luck. If he comes, I have a business opportunity for the gentleman, so I'm trying to catch him, but it looks like he's quite difficult to pin down.
He says, difficult to pin down. He says, I've got the spare keys, and to be honest, I don't know why they've given me them. He's always out. I mean, I'd love to be down the Merry Jack myself, but I work for a living. I'm too old for that kind of thing.
Well, that's it, isn't it? You can't win. You cannot win. Tell you what, how about I'll just write him a note and leave it in his room. If he passes the spare keys, that'll save us a lot.
Ask him where the Merry Jack is.
I've already picked up on that, but I don't want to...
Well, I'm not sure I should let you into his room when he's not there. How about here? I think that's another clever roll, Al.
Well, how about you stand at the bottom of the stairs? I mean, it's not like I'm going to do anything. I'm only going to be in there a moment to write him a note. I mean, let's be honest. The guy is a bit of an ass.
He says, well, all right. It's no skin off my nose. I don't like them anyway. So he comes out the front of the shop, pulls out a big old-fashioned ring of keys, and then licks his thumb, and then starts going through the keys one at a time. It's not that one. That's the wardrobe. That's the privy. Right. Oh, here you go. He rattles one in the old lock, unlocks it for you. He says, "Don't steal anything, mind, because I don't want to get into any trouble with him. He's a dangerous-looking fella."
Oh, I am not a thief or a jackdaw.
Right. So, he opens the thingy up. Opens the door up.
Right. I'll go in and dodge up the stairs and look around for something to write him.
Right. Inside you go up the stairs and round the corner. Basically, you see I'll enter the room. Inside the room, there are a bed, a table, 3 chairs, and a wardrobe.
Right, I'll take a moment to compose a note. Dear sir, to whom it be concerned, it appears that
the old fella John stayed down at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah.
So he can't see you at the moment.
Yeah, but I'm composing a letter while I'll start writing the letter down while looking around the room. Can I quickly scan the room to see if I can see anything?
Yes, make a quick roll in.
5. Holy shit.
Wow. Right. Okay, Earl, the room looks like it's been cleaned. There's no clothes in there. There's nothing in the wardrobe. There's not even any left food. There's no dishes with anything. It looks like something's been, but in a hurry, like rolled under the bed. You see 3 shotgun shells, and right in the back of the corner, poking out from behind the wardrobe, there's just the corner of a piece of paper.
Right, I'll pocket the shotgun shells and I'll carefully get the piece of paper.
Right, you pull the piece of paper out, and it's a religious broadsheet from St. Paul's Cathedral.
St. Paul's Cathedral, huh? Well, we should go, maybe they're choristers. Right, I'll write a quick letter. Dear sir, sorry for entering your rooms without announcement, but I had a business opportunity to press towards you. First, I would like to give you a small amount of information on who I am. I was born in Philadelphia, born and raised. On a playground, I spent most of my days. Blah, 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 blah. Ignore, and at the bottom I'll say, please ignore the red dot. Love and hugs. And then I'll fold it up and put it on the window so someone coming in would see it on the windowsill and go over and pick it up and read it while standing looking out.
Right. Okay, you do that. You find nothing else in the room. It looks like it was quickly emptied.
Right, I'll go downstairs and I'll thank the man from downstairs. Thank you ever so much, sir. You've been most helpful.
And he says, you're so welcome, Sonny. You're so welcome. Remember, if you ever need a drape, come to Drapes and Things. Come to Drapes and Drapery.
For all of my drapery requirements, you will be my first provisioner. I'll pump his hand and pat him on the shoulder and walk off.
Yeah, he locks the door up and then he starts pulling the shutters down on his shop.
Right. I think we should go to St. John's or St. Paul's? St. Paul.
It's St. Paul's Cathedral, but apparently Monkton had headed off to the Merry Jack.
Well, we'll check the Merry Jack first, and then we'll try that cathedral. Because he'll have to get his gunpowder from somewhere.
Right. One side problem, you have no idea what the Merry Jack is.
Look around for someone in the street.
Right.
We could go and ask Harry.
It's a bit of a long walk, just ask a direction.
Right, you do see people in the street. Like I said, most of them are gangs of Roman toughs. The atmosphere is like basically waiting to kick off, but you do, most of the normal people are doing the sensible thing and hiding in the house. But you do find somebody after a 5 minutes or so search.
Excuse me, old man. I'm looking for, what's that place called again? I'm terribly, what was it? Oh, forgetful, that's it. What was the place called? I'll look at the guys.
Bracey, what are you doing with your Lee Enfield, which is kind of a large rifle?
I know.
You've got it, have you got it down your leg? Because that would be hilarious watching you limping along.
No, I'll have to have it like stuck between my shoulder blades and have a really long coat on. That's the only way I'm going to be able to carry it around. If I'm going to carry it around.
If you're going to carry it around, it's up to you.
Well, I'll have to. I don't think the Lee Enfield can be broke down, so.
Right. Okay, so you've got it between your shoulder blades. You don't look ominous at all. Right, you find a young gentleman. Looks like he's being caught outside. He doesn't want to be there. He looks furtively about as you grab him and go, "Excuse me, what's that place called?" He looks to you, Earl, Bracey. Earl looks at you, Bracey, Andy, and Davy.
the Murray Summit or other, wasn't it? Bloke's name. What's it called?
The Merry Widow. No, was it? The Johnson and John. No, that's not it.
I'm not sure what you mean.
It's a place.
Starts with
Murray-
a J from the tip of me tongue. The Murray Summit or other.
The
Merry Jack.
The Merry Jackdaw.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a jackdaw. No, it could be the Merry Jackdaw. Yeah.
That gentleman's club.
Yeah, that sounds right.
You'll not get in there. They're that's a very exclusive gentleman's club. That.
Oh, that's all right. We're thinking of looking for jobs.
He says that the Jack's down on the corner of Cheapside and Bread Street.
Thank you, sir.
He says,
You've
but
been very helpful.
you've got to be a member to get in there because there's girls and things.
Well, we'll talk to the manager and see about a position.
He says, if I was you, I'd get inside. It's going to kick off round here soon. He says, I meant to be back before dark, but
I'll turn around.
I was seeing my sweetheart.
Who's playing?
Who's playing?
Yeah. Which club? There's so many in London.
I don't know what you mean.
Football?
Football? What's that?
Well, they're going to kick off.
Football.
That's what's wrong with this parallel.
Is that
okay? Thank you very much.
Is that
and I'll pat him on the
like
shoulder.
rugby?
It's like rugby, but sort of more French.
What? So you run away from the ball?
Pretty much. You give up to it. Hey. Right.
He says, do you want to go down that street there, about 15 minutes, second right, and then keep going until you get to the corner of Bread Street, and you'll see it's one of those big old-fashioned houses.
Okay, we'll head there.
Right, you arrive outside the Merry Jackdaw. It's a big... it looks kind of like a Victorian-fronted house, you know, the big gentleman's club type thing, with an impressively solid oak door and a large knocker on the front.
There's a few of them inside as well, by the sound of it.
Is there any personnel on the door?
No, there's nobody outside. Again, while you've been walking here, you've been hearing a lot of singing, a lot of like drunken revelry, things being smashed up, Roman street gangs,
It is football.
scuffling.
I'm telling you, it's football.
I was like, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to invent football. Right. So, how far away from the door are you standing?
Oh no, we're going to have to stand a distance away.
Quite away.
I could try and talk us in there. But they might, we're not exactly dressed for it, are we?
No.
Or we could try to get them to come outside. And I'll look at young Andrew.
Yeah, I was just thinking that's like Andy.
What, the old sort of urgent message from Mr. Monkton sort of routine?
I was thinking of a more heated, a little more Bernie. I could have messaged from Bernie.
Pizza for mountain. Pizza for mountain.
There's no pizza shops.
Exactly.
We'll invent them. Oh my God, we could clear up here. We could invent pizza and foot.
Pizza, football, and Deliveroo. Wow.
Yeah, we'll basically be the new Bill Gates.
So you literally have no idea how to get into a gentleman's club.
We could use the tradesman's entrance. Nod, nod, wink, wink.
Well, it is a gentleman's club.
But again, we've got a description of him, but we don't actually know what he looks like. There could be loads of guys with like brown eyes and brown hair and stuff.
So just post yourself up somewhere and shout them all as they come out. Well,
Slight problem. You're not looking for him to kill him. You're actually trying to find the location of Firefrost. Apparently, Monkton is the one that has the coordinates and the parallel. So you can shoot him repeatedly in the face, but that would be bad.
Oh, it's alright, I'll just sneak up and then Earl can interrogate him with spoons and a fork.
Oh, we need him alive. All my plans have went wrong straight away. I figured we'd just get some chains, chain the doors up and burn the entire block down.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Plus, he's probably not going to be by himself if he's this like big gangster type guy, is he? So.
Well, if we need him to come out, we could always set fire to the back of the building.
Well, I don't.
Right. While you're lurking in the darkness, you feel like something strike you on the shoulder, Dave. And then there's something lands with a wet plop next to you, Andy. You look down, and there's fish. Like, there's a fish flopping around at your feet. And then gradually more and more just seem to start raining from the sky, landing on and around you.
I take cover. I've seen Sharknado.
Yeah, me too.
I shall flat myself against the wall of this building.
Right,
I'll look to see what kind of fish it is.
It's small, random, unidentifiable fish.
Oh, well, if it's not trout or salmon, I'm not having it.
No, they're only little ones. It lasts for about 5 minutes. There's a rain of fish. And then it stops. They're lying on the floor, flapping about. Gradually, they suffocate.
Was that about the same at the time as that it was hailing in that Japanese?
Yes.
One. Right. Okay. Who looks the horriblest and smelliest in our group?
Well, a bit of a personal question.
So I'll turn around and say, no offence, but if Andy goes down there and talks to them, their instant anti-Scottish bias will make him seem more awful than he actually is.
I reckon.
But Andy may actually likely burn the place down then, though.
Yeah.
Oh dear, what a pity! Never.
Send somebody at the front door with the old, urgent message to Mr. Monkton. Try and go in because the door staff will go, not in your fucking life. We'll go get him, and then you just turn around, run off, and whoever comes to the door, we'll see if we can grab a couple of photos off the hand computers, so at least we know what he looks like. And if he's there, if it's like the brown-haired, brown-eyed guy, pretty much chances are it's going to be him. And then at least we know he's in that building.
I say we just find a way to walk in, which means we'll need some clothes.
Well, you have clothes. You have your normal clothes, and you've just been given these disguises.
So the normal clothes look good enough.
They look a lot posher than the ones you've been given.
We'll get our normal clothes on
because you'll have a rucksack that you're carrying all the crap from the van in. So you've folded your clothes up and bunged them in.
Right, we'll get ready because what we're going to do is we're going to talk our way in there.
Well, I won't be able to get it when we Enfield, will I?
No, you'll have to leave that outside, like in a bush or something.
What about a war injury with a wooden leg?
Or I could just go on Overwatch.
Yeah, you go on Overwatch. We will exit very quickly if it all goes pear-shaped.
Yeah.
And if I scream help, just run in.
Right. I will try and find somewhere where I get a good watch where I won't be able to get snuck up on. and going up. What?
Right, you find some cover so that you can cover the door. There are windows in this building, but they're all covered by heavy wooden shutters. There's only tiny bits of light leaking out from them. They look like this building looks like it's really secure. And the rest of you, the three of you, walk across the road, avoiding the puddles of fish, and stand in front of the door. Now that you're close to the door, you can see there's a square cut out in the centre of the door. You know, like what you were getting at a speakeasy club, yeah.
Tap, 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 tap.
Right, you rap on the door. After a couple of minutes, the thingy slides back, and you can see a rough-looking gent with bald hair looks through, and he says, "Evening, gentlemen."
Keep your comms open, Al.
Good evening. We would like to come in for a drink and maybe a perusal of the clientele. I'll give him a sort of saucy wink.
A saucy wink.
Saucy
Cool.
wink.
That's probably flashy then, I would think, maybe.
Okay. Oh, -1.
He says, right, he frowns and he says, "All right, you can come in, but these are good girls. You have to treat them with respect."
Of course.
He says, your money looks as good as anybody else's."
Exactly.
And then the bolts go. He opens up. Have you all changed back into your normal clothes? Does that mean Andy's now wearing a kilt?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Andy?
Stop wearing me kilt. He better not say anything about it.
He holds the door. He's got a scruffy looking suit on. The inside, you can hear there's music playing on one of those automatic pianos with the tape that goes round, pianolas or something.
Excellent.
There are
Is it Black Hole Sun?
Black Hole Sun. Inside, you're shown inside through the cloakroom. He says, "Can I take your coat, gentlemen?"
I will give him my coat.
Right, so you go in from the cloakroom, you go into the main lounge. There's like those big semicircular chairs scattered about to sit, some 2 and 3 people sofas, and a big old-fashioned fireplace. There's a bar in the back corner. You see 3 girls dressed in a bit of a riskier fashion. Sorry, you see 5 girls. There's 3 gentlemen. One of them's talking to 2 of the girls, and the other 2 are having a conversation at the bar and having a drink. Behind the bar, there's a door open, and you can see through the door that there's another couple of guys who are wearing suits that look like employees. They're sitting playing cards in the back.
Does any of these look like they answer Monkton's description?
No, they don't. The barman says, he stands there. He does the typical barman with a rag cleaning the glass. He says, "Can I get you gentlemen a drink?"
Do you have any ginger beer?
He says, "I'm sure I can find some somewhere."
I'll have 2 ginger beer and either a Tizer or an Iron Brew.
He says, "I'm not sure what those last 2 are. Are they some kind of new wine or?"
Or Iron Brew's that new Scottish drink.
"Oh," he says.
They made it from girders.
He says, "No, I'm afraid we haven't got some, sir, but I'll certainly be happy to get you some. You will have some gold Krugerrand type things that you carry about your person, you know what I mean, from the van."
Okay, what bar snacks are there? There's got to be peanuts at least.
There's peanuts, there's salt and vinegar crisps.
Excellent. We'll start tucking into the peanuts and salt and vinegar crisps.
I drop a gold Kruger on the bar. I believe this will pay for it. Clunk. Right, so he casually pours you the drink out. The girls are giggling. Like I said, the other two guys don't seem to take any nuts. He says, "Is there anything I can help you with at all?"
I'll lean forward and go, whispering, subtly go, "Which is the cleverest of the girls?" I like one with a bit of brain on her.
He says, "Well, sir, you have dropped quite a large lump of gold on his lap." So he's like, "You need to speak to Jeanette over there. She's a brunette. She's got her hair done up in a big beehive type of affair."
"Oh, could you give me a glass of champagne as well, please?"
"Certainly, sir," he says, and he pours you out a glass of champagne.
I'll turn round to these two and go, "Leave this to me."
Right. So Earl comes off to talk to this girl. Davey, Andy, what do you do? They don't have any iron brew, but Earl's dropped one of these Kruger rounds on the counter so that your credit's good, basically.
I'll have a ginger beer.
It'll have to be a scotch.
A scotch, sir, he says. Will that be on the rocks?
No, just as it comes.
Certainly, sir. He pours you a nice large scotch out. And Dave has a ginger beer. So, is there anything you want to talk about? Or do you just sit and drink quietly?
Oh, before I go over, I need a quick word with Andy. I'll lean over and whisper in his ear. If it all goes pear-shaped, open the blinds. Open the shutters to the room that we're in, all right?
Not a problem.
Right, sorry about that. And I'll go back towards Janine, did he say?
Jeanette.
Jeanette.
While he's doing that, I'll get on the comms to Andy, and I'll quietly ask him to tell me, which way has he gone in? Has he gone in to the left or the right? So at least I know which window I'm going to be looking at.
You're right, okay.
Rather than one just popped up randomly, and I go, what the fuck?
Right, so the barman pours you drinks, and then he starts cleaning the glass again. It's like this glass is never ever going to be dirty again. He has a bit of crack on. He says, "What brings you gentlemen to this establishment this evening? Well, I don't believe I've seen you here before, and me and my companions here usually work most nights."
We've got a business deal with. We want a proposition to a bloke called Monkton.
He says, yes, Mr. Monkton. He says, yes, he's upstairs, I'm afraid. I'm not sure how long he'll be till he comes down. He has taken one of the ladies upstairs.
I can wait.
Did I overhear that?
You did, yes.
Okay.
You just walked with this girl who smiles at you. Sorry, I'll be right back, love. And turn around again.
No, I'll just hand her a glass of champagne and say, could we talk?
She says, yes, of course, sir. Whatever you fancy, sir. She says, I do know that some of you like to talk. She looks a bit coy at this.
Right. I'll take her to one side and say, do you have a room we could...
I don't have my own room, but we have several rooms that are usable by the gentlemen that call in.
I will take a gold Kruger hand out and
she says,
hold it in my hand.
Oh my!
Would that room be next to the one Mr. Monkton is currently?
She says, Mr. Monkton will be in one of the bedrooms upstairs. Yes.
Let's make sure it's the room next door. Lead on, my.
Okay. So you take her. Dave, the barman says, Mr. Monkton does business here quite frequently with various patrons. I should warn you though, sir, that John has a shotgun, and please do not include any of the staff or the girls in any of your business dealings. I can happily give you his room number if you want to go up and see him. He has left standing orders that if gentlemen such as yourselves are on business to send them up.
Which room number will that be, my dear?
He says it's room number 9. It's up on the on the first floor.
I think I'll finish my drink first, if you understand.
Okay, Andy, you're sitting next to Dave. You hear this? The other patrons in the bar, the two guys at the bar are lost in conversation. They don't seem to be taking any notice whatsoever. But you do hear Dave say this. Hey, Dave, this.
I shall wander nonchalantly over to the fireplace, make a show of warming me rear end, while whispering in the comms to Earl which room Monkton's supposed to be in. You know, so I'm out of earshot of the barman, so the barman's not wondering what I'm muttering about.
Okay, I won't respond because that'll be weird, but I'll throw a message back at him when it's pertinent. Right,
Well,
it's
just if you're heading up there, then at least you'll know if she's telling the truth, if she takes you to room 8 or room 10.
Exactly. Room 9.5.
Right, so we've got Andy in the bar. We've got Davey in the bar. We've got Earl.
Oh, right. Hang on. Sorry.
Right, there's the entrance you came in. There's the cloakroom where it's marked bouncers. Earl, you are busy heading out here. Purple is nobody. That's nobody. Grey is nobody. And Bracy is over here somewhere.
Right.
Right, so Earl, are you just going to go up the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah. You go up the stairs round here, and you go into this room with the young lady.
What door number was the door?
You're in 8. The one to the left of it, i.e., hang on, I'll use this as an arrow. Oh, I can do this kind of being. That's 9.
Right, you see this area here, like straight outside my door, is that
Straight outside the door. There.
is that a window? Those 4.
Yes.
Okay,
they've got really heavily shutters and they're barred from the inside as well.
Okay. I'll walk over to. I'll just wait here a moment, my miss, and I'll pop outside and go, Bracy. In the comms, I'll say, Bracy, room to the right of this flash, and I'll flash the light out of the window.
Okay. You're right to take it.
Yeah, you're left, my left.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to ask you, Bracy, when you start shooting, I'm going to ask you where you shoot. So remember all of this.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I know. It's obviously.
Just shoot Dr. Evil.
Shoot at Dr. Evil. Right. Okay, Al, you do that. Yeah, user role is still in communication. You've got sub-vocalization for the com dots. So, Davey, you can like lift the glass to your mouth and then like talk underneath your breath if you want to keep each other informed. So basically, you heard Davey say, like the guy said, it can just send you up because when Mr. Monkton's entertaining businessman, he's got standing orders to send people up.
See, purely out of character, I don't know whether to have yous come up and knock on his door and distract him. Or
Distract him with a few cougar hands. That should distract.
no, that'll make him super suspicious really quickly. Or for us just to have Gracie throw one of you go outside, throw pebbles at the window until someone opens the shutters to see who's trying to hail them from out.
I just have visions that if we go up there and knock at his door, we're liable to be greeted at the wrong end of a 12 gauge.
Oh, pretty much guaranteed.
It's strange there was no heavies outside the door as well.
Or
He probably owns the gaff.
To be honest, when you think back on it, your stories were paper thin and they just seemed to let you straight in.
Yeah, they were a bit thin. This is a trup. But the thing he doesn't know is we're not trapped in here with him. He's trapped in here with us.
Don't drink any tea.
And he probably suspects we've come here to try and kill him, and we haven't. Well, not to begin with.
Get over here.
It almost makes you wonder if this Firefrost thing is in here somewhere.
We should ask him questions while shooting at him.
If the shit hits the fan, try and get one of the bottom windows open and unlocked. So if I need to and I get across, I'm not going to be trying to batter the door down. I can just climb in through the window.
Right, so do we have a plan? Okay, Earl, you're in the room with this pretty young lady. She sits on the bed. She lifts her skirt up. She starts unrolling her stopping down one leg. And
you won't need that. Just kneel down, Pet.
She says, "Oh, okay, like that is it." So she then kneels down, and then what do you do?
Well, you know. Do you want blow by blow?
Oh, okay. Okay, right. So
Well, it would be suspicious if I didn't leave any.
right, right. Okay, you're sitting there. You're all getting very tense. Your muscles are starting to knot up. The adrenaline's starting to flow, and over the comm dot you hear Elle go, like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're nearly in the station. We're nearly in the station.
Right.
Have you seen that film, the new Muppet film thing you've brought?
Yes, it's genius.
That'll be me.
That is you. Right, so everybody suddenly now feels uncomfortable, except for Earl. What are you going to do? You're just going to sit there all night while Earl's like, well, it'd be rude not to have a second go.
Oh, God.
Tag team.
Plans?
Eiffel Tower.
Can I see any shadows moving to and from the, through the window, Rich, or into this room?
No, like I said, the shutters are very heavy, thick wood with thick bars on the outside. It's almost as if this is designed because of the scummy area of the maze. This is designed to be a solid, secure place.
Okay.
No, nobody's got a plan. You're all paralysed by indecision.
I'm not paralysed by indecision, dude. I have a plan, but it can't happen for a few more minutes.
Right. So Earl finishes his business. You sit there uncomfortably while you, because Earl's got the comm dot on. You hear blow by blow, literally. And then you hear zip.
I was going to say, I start whispering the comms. Are you sure it's a woman?
Isn't helping. I think I'll have a bit of a rest. You can go back to the bar. I think that covers some alone time in the room.
Oh yeah, because you gave her a gold. What's it, didn't you? So
yeah,
she's quite. So she wipes the corner of her mouth.
Daintily, obviously.
And then she heads back down to the bar.
And the ceiling and the wall.
Right, a minute or so later, Andy, you see this lady re-entering the bar. She's dabbing at the corner of her mouth with a handkerchief, but she does look quite happy. Earl, you noticed she stuffed the gold coin straight down her bra. Boy, is this team going to get uncomfortable?
Well, I'm upstairs in the next room. We need a way to get him out of his room. I will go over and stick my ear to the wall and start listening carefully.
Right, carefully listen. Go ahead, sir. In one, you don't hear anything actually. No talking, no squeaking of bed springs, nothing like that.
I wonder if he's not in.
No, the barman said he was in.
It's the sound of somebody waiting with a shotgun pointed at the door.
This is a good point.
I don't suppose you can say from where you are if there's a gap under the door of any size.
I can easily have a look. I'll quietly open my door and glance to see if there's a gap under the door.
Just a crack.
I'm just wondering, is it big enough, do you reckon, by looking at it, to just flick a Kroger hand under the door? That'll get his attention.
No, that's too blasé. We need to make a move.
Why do I get the feeling there's a shotgun pointed at that door with a string attached to the trigger and the door handle?
It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
I don't think he's even in that room. I bet he's down in the cellar and there's like some sort of like sub-level or something.
He's in Paul's.
Not at this time of night.
Well, we can be subtle or we can be direct. Votes for...
Well, if we're going to be direct, might I make a slight suggestion that whoever knocks on the door lies flat on the floor before they do it?
No, they never expect you to be hovering in the air when you knock. So they always shoot like on a downward angle, but if you're actually hanging by your feet from the ceiling, crouched up, they never expect...
Right, so are you going from the bar upstairs?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, come on, guys, let's get this done.
Finish me drink and...
Well, there is one way I could see if there's somebody in there. Could put a round through the window.
Yep, that's just what you're going to do.
While we're all congregated around this window, I might as well unlatch it.
Yeah, you unlatch that window. I'll stay in my room just in case that door bursts open and a guy comes pouring out with a shotgun. Oh, wait, you're in here. There is a. We'll just stand in this room.
Dave, just be thankful you haven't got a blacklight torch.
Jackson Pollock in here.
Right. Okay,
sit.
Andy, you lift the heavy oaken beam that carefully lift the heavy open beam, and then you can push the shutters open.
Hey, the art text looks on the ceiling looks a bit strange.
Oh, God.
Oh, you've got to give him a fair point for that. I think he's going to make it himself. Oh, God. Here, what's this art drip?
Just right in his eye.
Oh.
Right. What are you doing with this door? Come on, we've been here 15 minutes at least. Have you like been scared to open
Right,
the door?
it's all right. No, I've got this. Right. One hand, I have my pistol. In the other hand, I have my fork.
We could always shoot holes in the wall between
Isn't
this
the
bedroom and that.
Is the vibro beamer silent?
Yeah.
Or
Reasonably
very
silent.
quiet?
Reasonably silent, but so was the Gauss pistol, remember?
Well, yeah.
It's all right.
But we're not shooting at a lock, are we?
You're going to collapse a wall. It's what the plan is.
Right.
Out of
Wait a
curiosity-
minute. Are these walls plasterboard?
No,
Wait a minute. No.
it's a good...
I'll spend a fate point. Wouldn't it be funny if one of these walls had been repaired with just plasterboard?
They are solid brick. Like I said, it's an old-fashioned
Wretched.
Victorian house.
I wanted to throw Andy through.
I know you did.
Right.
No, it's good. It's good solid walls.
In that case, I figure you shoot the crap out of the window, and then we wait to see what happens out for a second or two out here. And if no one runs out that door, we burst. So if Andy and Davey get ready to shoot the crap out the door to knock it down, I'll get ready to charge in the room.
I'm just going to move myself a little bit so I'm right up in that corner, because if that door opens and somebody comes out, I'm just going to stick my leg out and watch them go sprawling.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. I will be here, ready to move, and Davey will be next to us. And as soon as we hear the gunshots, if that door doesnn't open in 5 seconds, we're gonna these two
Hang
are gonna
on.
come and blow the door, boost the door open. And
Before
we're
you go,
Yes.
see the other set of shutters on the first window as you come up the stairs.
Oh yeah,
Open them as well.
Andy, go and open those other so we can get
Right.
some more watch.
I shall go and do that. And those ones, I'll open the shutters, whereas the other ones, I've just sort of unlatched them and opened them a bit.
Right. Right. Okay. So, Bracey, you're going to start pumping rounds through the windows.
3 should be enough.
Hang on. Well, I've only got 10 rounds. So,
Well,
what's the range on the vibro beamer?
I believe it's 50 metres. I think. Hang on. No, it can't be that, but it's 20 metres or so. Let me just consult my...
See, I'm not bothered about putting a precise round here yet. Could I get a shot off with my vibro beamer from where I am, just to take the window out and the shutter in that room, rather than wasting one of my rounds? I'm making a hell of a loud noise.
You can shoot like 20 metres with it. It's basically a pistol.
So it's probably out of range.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Then. How much noise is in the street at the minute? Is there any, or?
There is, but it's not like going to cover the sound of gunshots.
Well,
You do realise that we are going to kick off this riot. Everyone's on a hair trigger, and we're going to start firing guns.
Big guns as well.
Fun times.
right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Going loud. I put a round through the window.
Okay, go give us a roll. Let's see what you get.
I carefully take aim.
Yeah. Hit careful then, son. Hit careful.
5. Superb shot.
No, that takes it into account. If you're rolling off the character sheet, if you put your cursor over the number, it says rolling +3, so it automatically takes you careful into.
Right. Okay. Sorry. Okay.
But so it takes the math out. So there's a 2. Right. There's a loud bang as the shot rings out. It goes through the wooden shutter, Bracey. But you don't hear any noise or screaming or anything like that on the other side.
Right. Okay. I'll reload, and then
I'll start counting to 5 in my head.
go.
Right. Go for it, guys. blow the door.
I'll take careful aim at the door and shoot it with my vibro.
Right, okay, Dave, give us a roll on your vibro beamer, which would be a careful aim. Go on. That's a 2. That's enough. You shoot your vibro beamer, it goes, and the lock goes, and the lock shatters.
I will barge through the door and dive into the room, John Woo.
Right, so Earl runs into the room and dives into the room. What do the rest of you do?
I've got me back in that corner, pointing, well, nailing, well, on one knee, pointing back along there. Anybody comes up the stairs, I'll plug them.
Right, okay, Dave? What do you do? Bracey's shooting round into the room.
I'm in the room now.
Earl's dived into the room.
Yeah, I've put one round in.
Dave and Earl are both quickness 2. Andy's standing in the corner. I'm not going to say cowering, I'm just saying standing.
Crouching.
Crouching. Dave, so what do you do?
Can I see anybody else in the room?
Right, you were standing in this room. Earl says 1, 2, 3, go. So you move to there, shut the door. Are you running into the room or standing in the doorway?
I wouldn't stand in the corridor. Not there anyway.
I crouch down, look into the room to see if anybody else.
So you're standing in the doorway.
Crouching down.
All right, you're crouching in the doorway though. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Earl, you see a giant 4-poster bed opposite the doorway. In it is a gentleman who looks like this.
Oh, he's nice.
Oh, God.
Oh, no,
Okay.
he's not nice. He looks a bit evil.
He's lying in bed. There's a woman who looks unconscious, lying facing you on top of him, on this bed, and he has the aspect of human shield. He's holding her with one arm round her neck to hold her upright. She's covering most of his body. In the other hand, he's got his double-barreled shotgun. To the side of the double bed is a table, and on the table there's a little red light blinking on and off. As if it was some kind of warning.
Company's coming.
Right. He says, "Ah, about time." He then pulls the trigger on his shotgun with a quick attack.
Get out of the way.
Right. He fires one barrel, and I am going to use a fate point here as well for a +2 to invoke his aspect of crack shotgun shot. So can you please roll quicknesses to dive out of the way? So I get a 2 and a 4 for me fate point.
Oh, I will use a fate point, I think.
You can either re-roll or add +2.
I'll re-roll.
But you'll need to use... Yeah, you can do a re-roll without invoking an aspect, so just re-roll.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
Right, so that is 2, 4. Wow, that's quite a hit, that, like. So, George Stevens and his quickness is... Right, so, Dave, you take a 2-point damage shift. Okay, so you can put that into your stress, which means you've got no penalty, but your 2-point box is filled up. Earl, you've taken quite a serious hit, which is 6 points, so that you're gonna have to put it into a serious consequence. So you take a full blast of buckshot
To the knee.
in the knee, right? He took an arrow to the knee. So Earl's got a massive 6 point consequence. He's got a shattered kneecap, and then the guy Monkton, as you can see, he looks exactly like in the picture. He goes, now that that's out of the way, let's get to the monologuing.
I'll shoot him in the face using dead shot.
Just as you do that,
We need them alive.
just as you
Yeah, it's all, it won't kill him. It'll be fine.
I was just gonna say, if I can just chuck this in here, you know, when you use your fate points, can you use fate points to have things happen to other people, or is it just to happen to you?
you can't use a fate point to like take damage for other people, unless you're like throwing yourself in the way. But you can use a fate point, like where you've been saying, all right, we forgot to do that, but I'll make sure we use a fate point so that we've erased the tapes or whatever.
But no, I just wondered if you could throw a fate point in to have that shotgun blast miss.
No, you can't do that, unfortunately. Right, okay, so
or misfire.
even worse. Right, okay, we're only being held by my spelling here. That's better. Right, Dave and Earl, there are some aspects on the go. You can feel the effect where the shotguns hit you. It's starting to burn. Can you see that aspect thing? Is it working okay?
Neurotoxin.
Neurotoxin.
Yes.
Right. So, Dave, you've just got lightly nicked on the side of the arm. However, the wound starts to burn. You can take the neurotoxin, or you can pay a fate point to pay it off.
I will pay a fate point to pay the neurotoxin off, but I can't move my fate things anymore.
You can't move your fate things anymore.
I can't move my fate coins anymore.
Okay, I'll do it for you.
I can move other people.
Right.
That'll move yours.
Don't worry, I'll sort it out later on.
Technical difficulty.
Earl, just grab 2 off the pile, because you should be able to move some of them. Because it doesn't matter what they are. There you go. Right, so you pay a fate point off. Your wound burns, but it looks like not enough of it got in your system. Dave, would you like to have a neurotoxin aspect, or would you like to pay a fate point?
I already paid the fate point.
Right, so your wounds burn. So now that he said that, he says, because he has the fastest quickness, he says, now that that's out of the way, let's get to the monologuing. Right. So
can I ask a couple of quick questions before the monologue, just so I don't interrupt you?
Okay, so Dave and Earl, you both go at the same time. Who wants to go first?
Is he facing me?
He is facing you. So the bed is on the back wall here.
So he's facing me and
the bed, yeah, he's facing the doorway. Okay, the woman's, he's got dragged on top of him. And the covers are over him, so the covers are pulled up over her breast. She's obviously naked underneath. He's fired one barrel of his double-barrel shotgun, but he hasn't fired the other barrel yet. He's smiling overly confidently and holding her around the throat.
Can I see the bullet hole where Bracey made shot on the back wall of the room?
Yes.
Right. I will say how high is it, or low is it, or left or right from where his face is?
Right. So you're going to try and get.
I'm going to try, while I'm doing a very fast action, to quickly explain to Bracey where to put his next shot.
Right. So you want to create an advantage. So give us a quickness roll then on your creating advantage.
Prefer to be clever, but I'll take.
Well, you literally said, "I'm quickly explaining."
Yeah, I know about. Yeah.
You should have said, "I cleverly explained it, British."
True.
You get a 0. Okay, that is not enough for a boost. You needed a 2, and if you'd gotten a 4, you would have given Bracey 2 + 2s to give him a +4.
Well, if I spent a face point, I got to have +2 to that, couldn't I?
If you can. If you can justify an aspect, or you can do a reroll for a fate point.
Well, first aspect, I'm a dead shot, so I know exactly where
Right.
the bullet should go.
Okay.
And
So
I
if,
have the aspect of persuading others to make to work.
right.
So,
So you
I'm
can
giving him.
you can use the +2. I'll let you have the +2 on the dead shot, but that uses it up for this scene.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a success. So basically, that's an exact success. So you get a boost. So you get a one-time
Right.
+2 from Earl.
Uh-huh.
He says down a bit and to the right.
Right.
Okay.
Now, I should have, through this, I should have seen the flash of his shotgun going off.
Right. You saw a little bit of a flash, but bear in mind you're still behind the heavy. You're still behind the heavy thing.
Right. Oh, pity it wasn't
Right.
on my
It's
life.
not your turn. It's Earl's turn. Right, Earl.
Okay.
So you've done the create advantage. Do you want to say anything for free before I move to Dave? Because Dave's next.
No, I have done my talking. I am ready to dodge. Like, I am literally trying to work out where this gun is pointing at all times, and I'm starting to try to favour me right leg and not me left. To look like I maybe fault me left or fault me right. You know what I mean? I'm trying to outsmart.
I can invoke the aspect of your kneecap with using my fate points as well. Right. So, Dave. Earl's kneecap is literally shattered, and he screams and falls to the ground. He grimaces in pain. You can see him. You can see his lips barely moving as he's subvocalizing. You hear over the comms to brace it down a bit, right a bit, left a bit. It's your turn. What would you like to do?
I say to Monkton, "What's your price?" Using my clever piece.
Right, what are you trying to do? Are you just having a banter with him? Or he's still...
I'm going to try and bribe him into giving us the location.
He says... I'm sorry you misunderstand me. I'm the supervillain of the piece. I don't have a price. There's nothing you can afford. They're going to give me a universe, a whole universe. You cannot beat that.
Two universes.
So can I quickly shoot the shotgun then, and spend a fate point to give it a +2?
Right. So, you need to be able to invoke an aspect or create an advantage. Because your aspects are to do with tinkering, aren't they?
Yeah.
Be a shame if you couldn't tinker these bloody shutters open really quick.
It's a wouldn't it be a pity if you knew exactly where to shoot that shotgun? Just saying.
Yeah. I'll use the aspect to disable that shotgun with a shot.
Right. It's a bit of a stretch, Dave, but I'll let you have it. Go on. I'll let you spend a fate point. And go on, give us a roll. Right, you get a 2. I'll give Monkton a roll as an opposed. I get a 0, so even with his +2, it works out. So it doesn't permanently disable the shotgun, but you knock your shotgun to the side because you succeed, but with a minor consequence. So it hasn't permanently disabled the shotgun, but it knocks it to one side. Right. Next up, we have Andy and Bracey. Who wants to go first? You've heard this boom, Andy. There's a spattering of pellets. Dave's gone, ow. You see a spray of blood come from his arm. But you're basically crouched around the corner so you don't see what's happened.
Well, and under those circumstances, I pull the mullet off out of me sporran and light it.
Right. Okay.
The wee badger handbag comes to the fore again.
Right. Okay. You'd like that. And
if I have time this round, have I got time this round to do something else with the Molotov?
Yes. I could have thrown it in the room where Earl's lying.
I intend to line round the door and throw it so that it smashes on the wall behind the bed.
Right.
Because if it hits the bed is soft and it won't break.
Right. Okay. Go on.
Right.
I'd say that's going to be a difficulty of 2.
Right. Well, I'm hoping I can do this cleverly.
It's a bit of a stretch, but go on. I'll allow it.
Oh, Andy.
That any good?
Right. Andy hurls the Molotov cocktail on the back wall. It sails over Earl's head and it sails over Monkton's head. And there's a gigantic splash as petrol bursts into flames on the back of the building. The building begins to catch fire. Monkton rolls to one side out of bed. He says, Jesus.
Left side of the bed.
Yeah, there's a funny bleep. And there's a new aspect invoked. You're going to like this aspect.
Fire suppression.
No.
He's holding a thermal detonator. Oh, shit.
Right, under the covers from what was obviously clenched between his feet, you hear a bleep, and as he throws himself out of the bed and onto the floor, the covers come flying off, and there's a sphere. It's about the size of a grapefruit. It looks like he was holding it between his feet. It's perfectly smooth. There's no apparent access hatches or anything. There's just a row of LEDs that's coming through the surface, and one of them's started flashing, and it goes bleep as Monkton throws himself to the floor. Next up, we have Bracy.
Right. Will I get a chance to get a shut off before he throws himself to the floor? Or not?
He'll be nicely silhouetted by the flames, won't he?
He's not, man. They can't see through the window. He's got a big, thick. They've got big, thick oak shutters on the windows. They can't see him at all. Earl's given him an advantage of +2 by saying, "There he is." Bracy can take a shot at a +2. You can stack another one, so you can spend a fate point and then put your life as a or your gun bunny sniper.
I'm gonna. Can I invoke 2? I want to invoke gun bunny sniper, and my life is an 80s action movie.
I believe.
I'm going to shoot through the shutter, and what I'm going for is a lucky shot to get him right in the arm where his shotgun is.
You can only get one bonus and 1 boost, so you can invoke 1 and get a +4. But then
gun bunny sniper.
Then you can also. You can spend another one to re-roll if you wanted to afterwards.
Yeah. I'll invoke gun bunny sniper.
Right, okay.
So will that be a careful roll again? I was carefully aiming.
Yes, you can have it on careful. We're good.
Right, so. Just want us to roll?
Yeah. Just.
Yeah.
So that's 2.
So you get a +4 on that. So that's a 6.
6.
Yeah, so that's a 6. Right, even though it's a difficult shot, a shot rings out and there's a dirty great hole. Are you hoping to hit him in the leg?
I was hoping to hit him in the arm while I was holding the shotgun in.
Right, by a random fluke chance, you put a massive bullet through his arm. So that's so he takes a consequence of shattered shoulder. As your Lee-Enfield rifle goes straight through his shoulder and shatters his entire shoulder and his shoulder blade and everything. And his arm hangs limply on the floor.
Good. Reload.
Right. The lass she hasn't been thrown out of the bed, but you pushed her off to the other side of the bed, so she slithered off and she's landed into the burning bit.
Oops.
He laughs through gritted bloody teeth, and he says, "I'll see your Molotov cocktail, and I'll race you a thermal grenade. Like that.
I'll say, excuse me, old man, but you're in the room with us. Your plan to gain a universe seems remarkably short-sighted. I'll point to the thermal detonator and Davy, as I start climbing to my good leg.
I use.
Right, so first up we've got Earl and Davy. Actually, not first up we've got Monkton, because he is he's the quickest of all of yous. And he scrabbles for his shotgun with his other arm, and grabs it and turns around and attempts to fire it at you. So are you going to quickly dive out the way?
I will throw myself to the floor in front of him, like dodging, but I want to land closer to him.
Right, okay.
Which I know is risky.
And I'll dive out of the way.
And I'll duck back round the corner.
Okay, seems sensible. Right, a -1, so can we have quickness rolls? A 5.
I got a 5.
Right, obviously he's been rattled by the pain that's in his ruined arm.
It was my planning.
The shell goes wild, and it spatters buckshot all up the wall.
The man who never missed.
Next up, you have Earl and Davy, and the thermal detonator goes bleep.
Go on, Earl. Go come up on the line. It's not the first time I heard you spread it up the wall.
Oh, that's horrible.
That is terrible.
He just got out of bed. What clothes is he wearing?
Absolutely nothing. He was obviously
Brilliant.
in flagrante.
I will spend a fate point. I will use my aspect of fate shot, of dead shot, and I will stab him in the bollocks with a sharpened fork and scream in his face, "Fork you!"
Okay, go ahead, Earl.
Cockknocker.
We go. I think that's probably quick.
Yeah.
+2.
Oh, and he rolls -2, and he gets +2, so that's a 0. So you do 2 shifts of damage. That is just
in his bollocks.
In his bollocks. You stab him with a fork. He howls in pain.
I look him in the eye and say, "Fuck you."
He glares back at you with his icy blue eyes.
I let go of the fork and draw my spoon.
Right. Okay, Dave, you're up next, sir.
Can I use my mechanical ability to disarm this thermal grenade?
You can attempt to do so, but it looks to be incredibly difficult. For a start, the casing hasn't got any hatches or anything. The lights that you see is shining through whatever the metal appearing casing looks like. You're going to need something like a +5 to... you're going to have to literally batter the thing open and then attempt to disarm it.
I think it might be better off just blowing a hole in the shutters and throwing it out the window.
Oh yeah, at me, thanks.
Oh, you could drop it out the window.
No.
Well,
the
drop
window
it out
next
the
door
window.
that's up.
Since we got here, have we seen any vehicles on the roads?
No, not in the maze, you haven't.
What we need.
Don't forget to give me directions where he's moving to, Earl.
I will. If you shoot at that high-pitched screaming that sounds like someone with a fork buried in their right testicle, that's probably a good direction.
Okay, Dave, are you just dropping the thing out the window?
Yes.
Right. Bracy, Davey throws open the shutters and throws something into the street. You can clearly see Monkton lying on the floor.
Right.
For God's sake, tell him where it is.
South Chamuli.
Shoot this
Hello?
motherfucker! Right. So,
All right.
next up is Davey and Andy. You are, sorry, Andy and Bracey, you both have one, so you can choose who goes first.
You go first, it's fine.
Right. Can I get... Right. Is he still holding the shotgun in the other hand? The other arm? With the other hand even.
He's dropped it now because he's fired the other shell and his other arm's ruined.
Right. Right. Is there any way I can try and get a disabling shot in either his leg or his kneecap or something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Give it a shot.
I invoke Gun Bunny Sniper again and carefully...
Oh, you need to be moving them fate points across then.
Do I? Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot that.
And your boost's also gone.
Yeah, that's fine. Right. Ooh.
Oh, that was a sucky roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a +2, so it's a 3, isn't it? And he got a -2. Oh.
Okay, Bracey, you take him out. How do you want to take him out?
You don't want him dead?
No. I'm going for a kneecap shot if I can. If not,
Mr. Monkton, that's what happens when you've got your tudge and nailed to the floor by a fork. It puts you off.
I could have gone for a bollock shot, but he probably bleed out.
Bear in mind, the room is on fire, it's filling with smoke, and it's running out of oxygen.
The windows are open, it's fine.
Yeah, that won't help.
Right. So after I fired, I'll reload, then I'll duck down from whatever Davies just threw out the fucking window.
Right. It just bleeps and flashes as it lands on the floor.
Yeah, that's always bad.
It's like doodle bugs. They're fine when they're making a noise. It's when they stop you.
Right. So he's unconscious due to his various wounds. The room's on fire. The drugged girl is currently burning to death in the Molotov. The completely innocent girl who had nothing to do with any of this. Andy, just saying.
Well, I wasn't aiming for her. It's her own daft fault.
Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Earl, you notice as you're rolling around on the floor, you notice that Monkton's clothes and a carpet bag are under the bed.
We'll have them. And his shotgun.
Right, okay.
I'll take his shotgun, drop the 2 things out and shove 2 more, the 2 out my pocket.
Okay.
The shells.
Right.
Let's go, boys and girls.
And in the meantime, I'll let Bracey know what it was that Dave's just lobbed out the window. I thought somebody else.
Thank you, Andy.
Just realised they had.
George, get the girl.
Okay, I'll get the girl.
I'll start dragging Monkton out of the room.
Right. So you drag Monkton. Your leg's fucked, so you're basically barely able to move yourself. So Andy's going to have to drag him, and you're going to have to try and make some sort of emergency crutch or something like that.
Shotgun.
Yeah, I can use the shotgun as a crutch.
Yeah, so yeah, that's quite cool actually. Earl comes along. You stagger down into the bar. The girls start screaming because obviously there's been shooting. The gentlemen have run for it.
There's a bomb outside. I'll say as I walk through the bar. I'll pick my drink up that I left half drank.
No.
And tell them that there's a fire as well.
The barman says,
Mr. Monkton's bomb is outside.
Good point.
Credit where it's due.
That is true.
He says, look, I told you I don't want no trouble. I just work here, mate.
Umbrella.
Please, just leave.
Umbrella.
Right.
Have you got an umbrella in Lost and Found?
Yes, I'll get you an umbrella. Get you an umbrella.
Walking stick. Thank you. Right. Out we go.
I'm so tempted to take a shot at this pretty whatever it was that's landed in the road.
We go out of the door that is as far away from the huge bomb as possible.
Yep.
We put as many buildings and walls between us and big bombs.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So you drag him quite some distance away. He's unconscious. He's really badly hurt. He's bleeding.
Wait. Sorry, Rich. As we're leaving, I'll turn around and go, what was that guy who was our contact again?
Harry Monkton. Harry Fairfax, sorry.
Yeah. He'll not mess with Mr. Fairfax again.
Oh, superb.
Okay, you drag the unconscious body away. You've got a medical kit, so you strap your knee up as best you can.
Yeah.
But you're
I'll
gonna
take some glorious drugs.
just give me the morphine.
And
Yeah.
if we have time, can our first aid monkton just enough to stop him croaking?
I'll recover my fork.
Yeah, you
You
can.
know, like carefully and all that.
Yes, you carefully bind his wounds, and you recover
And
his fork.
bind his arms and wrists. Bind his arms.
Right, as you check him over, Andy, you notice that his eyes are literally that colour.
Yeah.
I'll poke his eye a little bit. Is it a
Contact.
contact lens?
Yes, it appears to be contact lenses.
I'll take them out.
Okay, he's got normal brown eyes underneath.
I'll stick in my pocket. What a fuck. Right. Okay. Let's get into the pub.
Right, so about 15 minutes has passed as you've been binding your wounds up and things like that. There's an enormous explosion from the place where you threw the mine out of the window. It shoots fire like 30 feet into the air, and then from behind you hear another loud bang. There's another enormous gout of flame. You turn around and look, and like 4 or 5 streets away there's another one, and then to your right there's an enormous bang, and the all over the city there's huge gouts of flame 30 feet in the air shooting up. It starts raining down fire and ash all over. There must be hundreds of these explosions happening.
We'll start heading towards the pub and I'll whistle London's Burning.
The maze begins to burn.
Fire, get the engine.
Right, Dave, will you give me a clever roll, please? Right, Earl, you start heading towards the pub, but the bottom of the street is cut off with flame. The whole place is going up. It was bone dry, and it's a massive inferno from the direction where the pub is.
Oops.
We'll need to get to the river.
Rivers are a good place to be in a fire. I agree with you. Towards the smell of open sewage.
Right.
Away from the smell of burning bodies.
I rolled a 4 for total.
Dave, you think you saw something weird about those contact lenses?
I have a good look at them.
Right, well, they're in Earl's pocket.
I'll give it to them.
Just put one in.
I'll put them in.
Oh, he didn't clean them first. We all heard that.
No, I sucked on them.
Right, Dave, you put them in, and there's a computer overlay, like sort of goes in front of your vision. It's like a menu that you can access by looking up and down and left and right.
That'll make them look really weird.
After a minute or so, you poke around in the menus, and you find out that Monkton had the location of Firefrost. You've got the parallel number, and you have the coordinates for it. It's apparently in Egypt on one of the parallels.
Do we need Monkton now?
No,
I was just thinking that.
no, you were just looking for the information.
Would they be able to use him back on 0-0? There might be useful information in his head. We should recover him, get out of town, and wait for a pickup. Because we've got no way getting to another thing until we're getting till Rose finds.
Well, Monkton's not native to this parallel.
True. I'll look through his bag.
Inside his bag, you see a box of shotgun shells. They've got a green stamp on them.
neurotoxin.
Obviously, you know which one's a which. Yeah,
If he's not native to this parallel,
that's right.
does that mean he's got a vehicle that's similar to our TV thing
Well,
that we could appropriate?
He probably has some means of transport through a thing. Right, so inside the bag there's a box of shotgun shells with a green stamp, a med kit, a set of priest robes and a set of large keys. The faded tag on the keys has the word crypt upon it.
Let's head to the crypt in St. Paul's Cathedral.
Because that's where his vehicle is.
Right, you start.
And if we don't need him anymore, can we open up one of the I'm just hypothesising it. Can we open up one of the shotgun shells with the green stamp on it, and just
use it as an enema?
We'll tip the pellets into his mouth and make him suck.
Well, Bracey just wants to execute him right now. Isn't that right, Bracey?
No, I've got a better idea. I think we should, kill him, but then carve.
Well, Bracey,
I fucked with Harry, what's his name, all over his back.
Yeah, Bracey, I'm afraid you misunderstand me, sir. You either pay a fate point, or you judge him an unnecessary risk to bring with you, and you will just shoot him in the face here and now. Or you can have a fate point.
Are we sure? We definitely don't need this guy.
You're
100%.
You're overcome with rage, Bracey. You never leave an enemy alive. You never leave an enemy alive, remember?
I'm not going to. I just want to make
sure. Are you paying that fair point?
I'll pay the fair point.
Right. No, wait. Flea, wait a moment. Before you shoot him in the face, because I know that look, have we searched him thoroughly?
You have searched him thoroughly. He's naked. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Well, apart from a fork sticking in one of his balls.
No, I've got that back.
I mean, you could get the rubber gloves out of the medical kit and go to town if you really wanted to. Right, so, Bracey...
I'm considering.
Bracey, he's slowing the group down. The fire is catching. The whole swathes of London...
I look at Earl. Does Earl nod or shake his head?
I don't know. Does Earl nod or shake his head? Bracey reaches in, gets his pistol and goes, this guy's slowing us down. The fire's catching all around us. The air is getting thick with smoke and we're coughing.
Well, while you're deciding what to do with them, I will go over here and look carefully down this.
Well, whichever Earl does, I'll misinterpret it. If he nods, that's me thinking, yes, we need to kill him, or no, we don't need him anymore, so I'll shoot him. Right.
So, Bracey, you get a fair point. Take a fair point out of the pile. So, Earl, you got, and then Bracey goes, he's slowing us down, pulls a gun out, shoots him in the face. Bracey's aspects are going to start changing towards psychopath in training, I think, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right, so, after that short decision of how to deal with Monkton, you start hurrying towards St. Paul's. The whole swathes of the maze are now on fire. People are coming out of the buildings and you're slowly being drawn into an enormous crowd. The crowd gets bigger and bigger. People are panicking and it seems as if they're being shoveled towards St. Paul's Cathedral, actually. You're swept along inside this giant crowd. Right, you arrive in the middle of an enormous crowd of people at St. Paul's. Miraculously, the cathedral itself hasn't been touched by fire. And as the crowd surges forward, you're basically sort of crushed in. A strange pyramid shape appears on the steps at the front door of the cathedral, and through it steps two sets of those step through this black archway that apparently leads from nowhere. They step through this pyramid. Two squads of 5. They begin to disassemble this pyramid shape and clip the pieces to their armour. The crowd pushes forward and then stops as they're looking upon these strange insectoid beings that are taking apart what appears to be a pyramid made of metal poles.
It's another TPV, isn't it?
Right, one of the squads turns and walks into the cathedral. The others turn round to face the steps. A woman holding a young girl with long soot-stained hair runs forward and she goes, "Please, sirs, please, you must be angels. You've saved my, come and save my baby." The rooks immediately just pull out blaster pistols and open fire indiscriminately into the crowd. The last thing you see is, as the crowd starts screaming and panicking and pushing about, is the woman falls and the girl disappears underneath the swarming crowd of people. They're casually just standing there, taking aim, fire, taking aim, fire, without any sort of haste or measurement. Energy beams are lashing out and just cutting people down left, right and centre.
To the crypt.
Can we get a shit off at them?
They are standing on the steps of St. Paul's Cathedral, in the door, indiscriminately firing into the crowd, killing women, children, men alike.
If you open fire, we'll lose the end goal.
To get in there, you'd have to get past them anyway.
Oh, cool. In that case, kill the foot.
Draw a blade on them and open up.
Yes.
With my Enfield.
Kirkle, you've got another one in your spur now, haven't you?
I have indeed. Right. Well, hang on. Shouldn't we be able to nip round the back and go in through the priest entrance into the vestry and go into the crypt that way?
That's what I was thinking. But that other squad probably went there.
Right, so...
Shall I lighten the load a bit? I'll say heft in the other Molotov.
Fire away.
Right, so first up we have Dave and Earl. What is your plans to do? Or, I mean, you can defer till after Bracy and Dave, but that'll mean you're effectively...
I will defer it after them, but I will start getting ready to swing up my shotgun and shoot the nearest.
Right, you're still quite a distance away, so you're going to push through the crowd to get close enough to use a shotgun. Right, okay. So Earl starts pushing his way through the crowd to use his shotgun at close range. Dave, what would you like to do?
Are they in shooting distance of?
You can close. You can push your way through the crowd. The crowd is trying to get away from them. As the angels have suddenly started gunning people down left, right, and centre, willy and indeed nilly. So you can push your way close enough to start shooting if you wanted to, but you're going to have to get within 20 metres of them with your pistol.
I'll make my way towards them.
Right. Okay. Next up, we have Bracy and Andy.
Right. Well, I'm going to try and use Earl as cover and follow him through the crowd till I get close enough to light this Molotov and lob it so it lands right at their feet, which I shall have to do carefully, because obviously I don't want to set the crowd alight.
Yeah, careful. It's an aim shot where you've got time, so you light it. They don't pay you any attention. They're still, although they're doing it with mechanical precision, they don't seem to be specifically targeting people outright, whether they're running past them, running towards them. You step up close, you light the Molotov, they still haven't paid any attention to you, so you can throw it at them. Well, you can carefully throw it at them.
Yep, so it lands at their feet.
On the head would do.
A 4. Right, I am going to roll my fate. That's a -2. That is not good at all. So if I invoke the rook armor, that would make it a plus. That would just make it an even. I'm going to spend a fate point and I'm going to re-roll because that was a shitty roll. Okay. The Molotov cocktail sails through the air. It literally bursts at the feet of these 5 guys who are standing in a rough straight line. How many damage shifts is that? So that is 4 damage shifts. Right. Burning petrol literally splatters all over them. Although it hits the 2 on one end more than the others, and they sort of stagger forward, then fall to one knee, with engulfed in flames before they fall to the ground.
I like Molotov cocktails.
Indeed.
I'm going to have more of those.
I was just thinking that.
Oh no, grenades, that's better.
Right, so I don't know if you can see the bar there, can you?
No.
No. Okay, I wasn't sure how this was set up. Right, so 2 of them have fell to the ground. Their corpses slowly burning. The others have patches of burning petrol on them, but they don't seem to have affected them as badly. They're still shooting. They do, however, stop, and the one that was in the centre, although now he's on one end, like a red targeting laser comes out of him, and it literally paints Andy right between his eyes.
I'll shoot the guy with the target laser.
Already on that, boy.
I'll duck if I have the option.
Right, Earl, Dave and Bracey had all waited for Andy to throw that. So now you get to have a go. So what would you like to do?
I will shoot the one with the target and laser quickly.
You quickly shoot him. Yeah.
I can't think of a way to do it carefully. I'd prefer to do it cleverly, but quick will...
Yeah, you're getting a bit... it's a bit of a stretch to do it cleverly.
Yeah.
Right,
but I'm using both barrels.
Right, okay. So are you spending a fate point in invoking 2 barrels for a +2?
I haven't got any, but I have got Deadshot. And I am... My dependency is competitiveness, and I try and...
Yes, but your Deadshot, is that once per session? Is that a once per session? Because it's normal.
I haven't actually used a fate point on Dead Point this session yet. Because the one I was going to do, I didn't use.
Yeah. Deadshot's generally a once. It's once per session. You can hit anything, or you can get a +2, and the target can't defend.
It's alright. I'm just going to shoot him with both barrels.
Right. So you roll a 2. They only get a 1, but I am going to invoke. I'm going to spend a fate point and invoke Rook Armor, which makes there's a 3. So there's an enormous boom. Both barrels hits the one. You're not sure where the red target laser's come out. You just saw it appear in the middle of Andy's forehead. Hits him straight in the chest, and he actually takes a half a step stagger backwards, but it hasn't penetrated his armour. You just see that it's all scuffed up where.
Well, does that take him off target, though?
You're not sure yet. Because he hasn't actually rolled.
I'll assume it did, because I'm awesome.
You are incredibly awesome. Okay. Next up, you have Dave or Bracey, whichever wants to go first.
After you, Dave.
I shoot the bloke with the target and laser.
Okay, go ahead.
Quick.
God damn it. Right. Right, you shoot the one with the target laser. You do 3 shifts. There's a vibrating noise. And literally part of his head, part of his helmet explodes, and the purple goo runs out that you didn't see before because you weren't there at the training mission. But like his blood's like a weird purpley goo, and he collapses to the floor. Right, leaving 2. They look momently in disarray. Where the target laser hit Andy, both their heads had spun round and looked directly at him, as if something really bad was incredibly about it happening to Andy, but then the movements look a bit confused when this one's head explodes. Next up we have Bracy. What are you doing, mate?
I'll take a shot at the one on the end, which, you know, the farthest away from where the two have gone down in the fire.
Yeah.
I'm basically going to start at one end and work my way along.
Right. Are you opening up with the Lee Enfield?
Oh, yes.
Right. And
a nice, careful sniper shot.
Right. Okay, go on. So are you invoking your sniper as well? Ooh, 4.
Nope, I'm just doing a careful shot.
Right. So you can spend fate points after the roll. In fact, you're encouraged. So I get a 3 with a +2, so that makes me a 5. So basically, your rounds bounce off.
Really?
Yes.
What would happen if I spend a fate point?
If you spend a fate point to invoke your sniper, then you get a +2, doing a shift of 1. So you would beat mine by 1 point.
It's not going to do a lot of damage, that though, is it?
You don't know?
Go on then, I'll spend a fate point.
Right. So you invoke. Are you invoking your life as an 80s action movie, or your sniper?
Sniper.
Right. You invoke your sniper. Basically pulls the trigger. The first bullet hits the guy on the end in the chest, but doesn't penetrate. It ricochets off. So you just aim for the second shot. Puts the bullet straight through its throat where the helmet joins onto the chest armor, and it goes through. And it was one of the ones that had been previously burnt by the petrol. He goes down, leaving one standing. Right, that one, Andy, he takes a shot at you. Are you going to quickly dodge out of the way?
I am definitely going to quickly dodge out the way.
You're in a crowd, you could always find someone to rely on.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you know, even if I have to duck behind somebody.
Oh, yeah, that's mine. My life is an 80s action movie. Remember that clip from that Schwarzenegger film where he grabs the guard to hide behind?
Yeah.
When he's on Mars.
Right.
And they just put about 80 rounds into him.
Andy, I get a 0. So what's your quickly dodging out of the way?
Well,
so you spend a fate point, taking it to a shift of 1, but I'm not going to spend a fate point. So it lashes out with an energy beam and it burns the ground just where you are. As you desperately roll to one side, it burns a black mark into the ground right next to you. You have a feeling that if it managed to keep that laser target on you, it would have hit you, but because you took them out. Right, so we're back up to the top of the order again. We have Dave and Earl, whoever wishes to go first. There's one left.
I will shoot. Oh, go on after you.
I'll quickly shoot the remaining one.
Right, go on then.
Oh fuck.
Right, Dave, you shoot it, but the vibro beam glances harmlessly off its armour.
Well, maybe it distracted them.
I will pull up my vibro beamer from my shoulder and shoot it.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll do quick again since I'm shooting it on the draw. No matter how often I try to make things clever.
Right.
There's a limit, I think.
Yeah. Okay, Earl, you vibro beamer it down. Whereabouts do you shoot it?
Throat.
Right. Earl shoots it in the throat. It literally shakes the armour apart. There's an explosion of purple gore and blood, and its like lower jaw hangs off, and then it literally just falls forward in a straight line. It doesn't crumple, it just falls forward, and then lies on the floor just twitching.
Right, let's get after these others.
I'll put the priest robe on and go, God has sent us!
You know these robot things. Do they actually carry blaster pistols, or are they built in?
No, they're carrying blaster pistols. Sometimes they have rifles as well. The heavy weapons versions. But you've only ever seen the ones with the pistols.
Are these blaster pistols better than the vibro?
Just what I was thinking.
Beams?
They are certainly more violent.
Oh well, that's sold. Everyone picks it.
Yes, yeah, well, grab
Drop
one
the
if we walk
vibros and
past.
picks them up last. As we walk past at the same time, just as if we all, everyone thought at the same time. These do more damage. We'll take them.
I'll go put my arm around Earl and help him with his dodgy knee and get him up the steps.
That's all right.
Because I never leave a friend behind.
That's true. I have a umbrella now.
Right, so you burst in through the main doors. The place is in utter shambles. All of the pews are scattered about and broken.
There's 5 more in here, remember?
Yeah, and Andy's out of Molotov cocktails.
I'll reload my shotgun. Right, crypts.
Ooh.
Be down. We should go down.
Shall I invoke a fate point to see if there's oil burning lanterns instead of electric ones that we could use?
What?
Well, you could throw candles.
Oil burning lanterns. Why do you want oil burning lanterns? The whole city's on fire.
Yeah, well, in case we need another Molotov to lower these other 5 buddies.
Okay. Right, so in the short firefight you've had, what did you do about the little girl who was lying on the steps going, "Mother, mother," like that, and calling out a dead mother who's half burned away by blaster fire?
Yeah, I get one of these people to tell them get the girl to.
Tell them it'll just be it's only a flesh wound. Should be fine.
Get the girl to safety, or we'll shoot you in the face.
Right, okay. So, like I said, the pews are all scattered everywhere, but there isn't any sign of the other team of rooks.
Does it look like are they scattered all over, or does it look like they've been scattered but heading in one direction, like, down a set of steps or somewhere like that?
Oh, no, they just look like they've been smashed out of the way. So the line in disarray. Towards the back, because they came in from the front, so it's scattered towards the back of the cathedral.
Right. Can we hear any screaming or anything from inside?
No.
Can we hear any?
There's nobody inside.
There's no noises or anything from inside either.
No.
Right,
It's spookily quiet. All you can hear is the roar of the fire outside, the screams of the injured from outside on the steps.
Let's split up and do more damage that way.
No, stick together, team. Let's head towards the crypt. Crypt will be down.
Crypt probably
We'll
down.
head towards the back.
Right, as you head towards the back, there's a small set of staircases marked on the map there. A small staircase which leads down into the darkness.
I'll get the flashlight out and gaffer tape it to the end of my shotgun.
Right, nice, like it. Earl goes all X-Files on your asses. Right, so who's going first? Earl, who's limping and has to be supported. Because he was using the shotgun as a crutch, but now he's using the shotgun as a shotgun.
No, I'm using shotgun and an umbrella as a crutch.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You've got an umbrella as a crutch. My mistake.
It's all right. I'll go first. You know that thing you do where you've got a pistol in one hand and you've got your torch over the top of it?
Yes.
Because, I doubt I'll be able to gaffer tape a flashlight to this vibro beamer.
And you get professional now.
Well, one tries.
To be fair, Andy, you can gaffer tape just about anything to anything. So I would say you could gaffer tape it to
Challenge
the top.
accepted.
Yeah, I think you could gaffer tape it to a fibrobina by every mate.
No.
It's all right.
I'll just hold it separately, and then if I need to sort of chuck it away as a bit in this direction, then it's not stuck to me vibrating.
Right, so the stairs go down and sort of slowly curve round in a circle.
Right.
You see. Sorry.
In that case, I'll proceed far enough where I can just sort of have a quick glance round the corner.
Okay, come.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to charge straight down the stairs and have 5 rooks waiting for me at the bottom going, oh, there he is.
Right, so please put yourselves into what order you're going down these stairs, because you can only effectively go down in one at a time.
Well, I presume that's the stairs.
Andy's first, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody go down one side, and I'll go at the back with my sniper's rifle covering the other side.
I love the way you keep saying me sniper's rifle. It's a Lee Enfield. Yeah, Dave runs towards the entrance and says, "I'll see you later, Stuckers."
I'm trying to move it forward.
Okay, Andy, do you want to please roll sneakily for me?
I shall roll a sneakily for you. Just give us a second. A sneaky.
A 3.
I'm trying to move it forward, but it keeps on moving it back.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
it must be an Italian.
Yeah, we believe you, Dave. Right, so you creep down, you go round the circle. It goes down another set of stairs, and then you see it opens into a chamber at the bottom.
Right.
So what you have is a crypt, because you can see literally a crypt in the bottom of the floor, and you can see the backs of some rooks as they're doing something in the corner.
So I can see the backs of some rooks.
Yes.
So if I say
quick question as we're going down, I've just thought of something. Davey, are you still wearing those contact lenses?
Yeah.
Do you want to see if there's anything, if you can pull up any of the submenus for, I don't know, maybe controlling these rooks or whatever, or are they completely autonomous?
I'll have a gander.
Go on, Dave.
So you can just be able to shut them down.
Yeah, clever roll, Dave. Right, you could use them as a communicator, Dave, but you can't use them to close them down.
Yeah, I can only communicate with them. I can't control.
Well, how's about a bit of a taste of its own medicine? I say, taking quietly. Taking careful aim with one of its own blaster pistols.
Not a bad plan, old man.
Yeah, and Dave has now run out of the main entrance.
Yeah. And I'm going to aim.
I keep on trying to move it forward, but it keeps on moving back.
You take care.
Wasn't that what the French tank commanders said as well in World War II?
Yeah.
You take care for him. Right, go on, Andy. You can have a free shot because they hadn't noticed you yet.
And I'm aiming for the soft bit of the neck.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a 2 shift. Right, Andy fires the sudden bright flash of light. This energy beam bursts out of the thing, goes straight through the back of the neck of the one that was standing in the crypt at the bottom of the stairs. his head just explodes and splatters purple goo up the wall, and it collapses to the ground.
Needless to say, the next time I can do anything, I'm ducking back round the corner.
Yes. Strange enough, they suddenly spin round. You hear the sound of marching booted feet as they come towards you.
I thought they might.
Next.
I'll get ready, and when the run interview, I'll put both barrels into the first one round the.
Right. So. There we go. Right, you've taken out the first one. Right, you see the other four coming into view. Well, blaster pistols raised. That red laser sight starts scanning up and down the.
I'll shoot the one with the laser sight in the face. Okay. Carefully.
Carefully shoot him in the face. Oh, right. Okay, go on. Give us a roll now. Let's see. I get a -1, but I can take that to a 0 by invoking an aspect. I was going, and I will. I was trying to hold it off, but I need to kill somebody. So, right. So I invoke the rook armor. You blast him in the chest, and again, it doesn't penetrate his armor. It just the pellets scatter off. Bugger, says El.
I will hit the deck, putting an object between me and them, like a crypt.
Well, you're still in the corridor, so the only thing between you and them is Andy.
I'll do.
Thanks.
Okay, next up we have Davey and Bracy.
Davey's outside, so.
No, it's not. It's just.
I know. I don't suppose they're all lined up in a nice, neat line, are they?
They're coming towards you. You're not exactly sure.
Oh, you've got to do it. Throw all your fate points into it. Go!
My life is an 80s action movie. I do the heroic shot and put one round through the throat, which goes through all of them in a nice straight line.
All right, you go for it. Go on then, son. And I'm out of fate points, so.
I'll spend my fate point.
So that's a +2. See, what you could have done was, if somebody else had gone first, they could have created an advantage for you to give you a +2, and then you could add that on top of your normal +2. But you can do the normal one because it's you and Davey to go next, so you decide who goes first. That's part of the party. Like, do you know what I mean? I'll create an advantage for you.
Okay.
Oh, could I actually go first and create an advantage for Bracy?
Yeah, like suppressing fire, so you like literally you fire wildly in all directions, not actually hit anything, but to distract them enough so that they can line up a shot.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Right. Okay. So you make a roll, Dave. What kind of roll do you think that would be? I think that's quite flashy because you're literally just going pow 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 pow. Oh, and you suck at that.
You hit nothing, but you distracted them.
So you can use a fate point to roll again, or you could add a +2. But a +2 would be a draw, which would give Bracy a one-time +2. So you would get the +2, but only for one shot. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll go for the
Give me that fate point. Gimme. Num 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 num. I love them. They're so tasty. Okay, Bracy, you've got a boost. Dave fires wildly in all directions.
All right, I'll throw my fate point in.
And you use your sniper, so you've got a +4 on this one. So you make your normal roll, and I.
Oh,
so yes. That's an 8, but I get
legend. Oh,
I get a 1, so that's a 7. So that's an epic success, which does 7 shifts of damage. And it goes through 3 of them. It actually goes through 3 of them, and the bullet embeds itself in the 4th one. Okay, doesn't kill him.
So close.
Doesn't kill him, but the bullet goes into him. Right, so that is everybody's gone now. Briss literally shoots through all of them. And the last remaining rook with a bullet in him fires his blaster pistol randomly up the corridor. Unfortunately, Andy's in the front. Everybody seems to be crouching behind poor Andy. So can you please make me a quickness roll, Andy? And I get a 3 because I've got no fate points left. And Andy gets a 3. So.
And I have got some fate points left.
Yeah. So again at the last minute. There is a minor inconvenience though, so he fires the blaster pistol wildly up the thing and he rolls desperately out the way. The blast just misses him, but it puts a hole through his sporran.
Oh!
Oh, right.
It's all like there's a hole through it and it's all black and it smells like burnt cat.
Singed badger.
Yeah, so we roll around again and we have Dave or Earl.
I will shoot the blaster at the other one.
Right, okay. You can see where the bullet's gone in through its neck. The bullet is actually it's sticking out of the armour plate and there's like purple goo just running down the breastplate.
I'll carefully try to push it in.
Right, okay, go on.
2.
Right, you get a 2.
I'll help it along.
I get a 3. Right, unfortunately, Earl, your aim is not quite good enough, and the passes just to the left of its throat.
Dag nabbit.
So next up we have Davy.
I shoot it in the throat.
Everybody's just going, we just shoot it in the throat. Go ahead. Quickly. It is quickly, yeah. Right. Dave doesn't miss. And the explosion, the vibro beamer, are you using the blaster? Or the vibro beamer, Dave?
Blaster.
Right, so Dave pulls the blaster out, there's a coruscating beam of energy, and it just burns the thing's head off completely from the throat upwards, and the corpse collapses to the ground.
I was trying to do that.
Right.
Good shot, old man.
In that case, I march over and give it a bloody good kicking.
Right, Andy, your wounds will heal, but your sporran will never be the same.
Oh, I'm buying you sporran.
We'll just find the badger.
The wee badger handbags had it.
Right, so you head down into the crypt. In the corner, there's a large round hole. It's a normal crypt with coffins and things in. In the corner, there's a perfectly burnt round hole that leads down into another chamber. It's 3 meters deep, the hole, and it goes down into another chamber.
Right, we shall start heading down there carefully.
Shotgun first.
Oh yes, I've got my shotgun reloaded, and I'll put that out front.
Right, so you're saying on the rooks, they have clips on their armour where they clip these weird pipe things. They look a bit like the bits on the van, where yours was like a triangular section of pipes, but these were like a self-assembly tent thing, so that they would clip them to the thing.
No.
That will take them.
Yeah, we might need them.
Right, so you go down into the below crypt, and inside you see, what is obviously Monkton's TPV. It looks a bit like the Valkyrie one, but it looks more like a road car. It's still got the pyramid thing because apparently pyramids and crystals powers the multiverse. But when you look it over, this one has an actual touch keyboard built into the front, so it looks like you can change the programming for the parallels.
I'll touch it and go, mine.
The problem is this one only holds 2 people.
Ah. No, that's not a problem. I've got a plan.
Right.
We'll send 2 people to 0-0, get transport, come back and get the rest. Or we'll backwards and forwards to 0.
Yeah.
These,
Dave's got some experience with tinkering with new gear, haven't you, Dave?
Yeah, Dave,
Yeah.
can we not fit 4 people in here somehow? Wait a minute, I'll go and look in the boot.
It hasn't got a boot, it's got a small storage compartment, a really small one.
I'll go and
It's
look in the
just big enough to
storage
put a carpet bag in by coincidence.
Is it not big enough to fold up a Scotsman?
If you can fit a small immigrant under a dashboard, I'm sure you could fit a Singed Scotsman in there.
No, you will be able to do the ferrying thing though. Dave can program it because of his tinkery, and Andy reckons he can drive that one. And it looks like, Andy, that one's actually got motive power, so you can drive it about very slowly, but you can drive it about. It's got wheels and everything.
Is it grey?
Yes, it's a kind of grey.
Does it have
Shot
gull
through
wing
with
doors?
different grey.
Right. Gull wing doors by any chance?
No, it's still kind of an
Oh,
open top thing with a pyramid on the top, but the pyramid thingy on the top can retract, so it'll slide down into the thing. It looks much more advanced than the thing that you were using. Yeah, the TPV can only carry 2 people with hand luggage. You can go to 0-0. Once Dave programs it, Andy could drive it there and back and shove the people there, if that is what you so choose to do.
you know these pyramid things that these rooks had? Could we put them together and program the send us all to 0?
You don't know. You can pretty much have a go at anything, but it'd probably be quite dangerous since they're encased in their weird rock armour.
Yeah, well, I may as well use this car thing.
Car thing? And he goes, car thing? Car thing?
How long, like in real time, will it take for him to go drop off, then come back and pick somebody else up?
Time is relative.
It won't take very long at all. It would take longer the first time because you're like just going to pay it in the middle of 0-0. It'd be like in this completely alien contraption. They'd be like, "Whoa, where's that come from?"
Well, you know the one you lent us.
Yeah, we accidentally blew that one up.
Well, I tell you what, drop me off at 0-0 and I'll do the talking while you go back and get the rest.
Yep, fine. Yep, that works for me.
Right. Okay. End game. Like I said, Davey figures out how to do the reprogramming. Andy figures out how to do the driving. He's like, see, it's going to accelerate, right, and drive it. And over the course of the next 15-20 minutes, you shuttle backwards and forwards, you head to 0-0. And then basically there's a large team, security folk. They turned up when all the alarms went off the first time you popped through. But then Rose Wild, who gave you the briefings, waiting for you when you get all the way through. You sit there, you disembark, and there's a whole bunch of scientists in their little white things, are like, ooh, ooh, and they're just on it. Like,
Whoa, careful with my car.
like, where did you get this? I've never seen anything like it. It's got wheels on. Who thought of putting wheels on it? That's a great idea.
Can maybe I go to the doctor's because my leg seems to be maybe hanging on?
Yes. So, you will be able to go to the doctor's. So, what do? Do you just...
I will report back with a full report that adheres exactly to the rules and parameters of what all reports should be made. I'll tell them exactly what progress we've made. I'll leave out any sort of murdery business that went on, but I'll gloss over it without being admitting it. But like, we were forced to take the correct amount. You know, he came at us with pugilistic intent on his countenance, so we counted with the amount of force that was equal to that which we deemed necessary to defend ourselves and save us and others from harm. So you threw a petrol bomb. Yes.
So you threw a petrol bomb. What did you do with the poor woman who was being burnt, by the way?
Oh, dragged out in the hall.
Just left her.
You just.
Oh, I thought we were dragging out. Oh, I thought she was getting dragged out.
She did get dragged out into the hallway, and then you left it in the
Well,
hallway.
she got taken down. No, she got taken down.
Me, she didn't.
I mean, I would
She
have
got
thrown
taken
her out
down
the
and-
window to help.
To be fair, I think you left that at the burning in, and the rest of the maze burnt down. So.
Yeah, well, what's one more?
Well, they won't be able to ask me that because I've nipped off to find a Highland Outfitters. I need a new wee badger handbag.
Where's he good? Highland Outfitters. What?
I'll give them the location of this Orbus set that they're after.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I was going to say.
parallel.
We found it. We've got it. We've got a supercomputer in your eyes. We've got a DeLorean. We're brilliant. My legs hang out.
Right, so you are basically the heroes of the hour.
Of course.
Dave explains about these contact lenses, explains about how to use them. They're rushed off. They're like, quick, get this to Luther, it's important. So you basically hailed as the hero of the hour. You hailed in the auto dock.
So if I'm the hero of the hour, or we're the hero of the hour, and I've got the aspect my team is best,
Yes.
can I requisition an item from the Q department?
Maybe.
Well, I will need a umbrella stroke walking stick because I have a feeling that I am going to develop a limp.
A limp what?
Ha
Sorry. Part of habit.
Right, so the next time we play, I will. The next time we play, I'll tell you what happens after that. But basically,
Awesome.
you pass on the information. The information's forwarded to Luther. The Luther Arkwright comic happens as it's supposed to happen. Everything's saved apparently.
Of course.
And then nothing goes terribly wrong afterwards, but we'll explain that afterwards. Right, so you're at a significant milestone. So you can raise the bonus of one of your approaches by 1.
Ooh.
So one of your stats goes up by 1.
Question is, do I go for flashy 1? Because I have become a little flashy, I must admit. Killing people with spoons and forks, is that considered flashy? Or
Yeah, that is quite flashy. That is flashy. So like Robin Hood dropping out of a tree, landing on top of a horse, and then rearing the horse up and then shooting his boat. That's a flashy attack. So that is, I would consider that quite flashy because you're the man of cutlery murder.
Yeah, it's better than when we used to be the Peter murderers of Solaris 7, if you remember it.
That's true. So you've.
I'll put a point in flashy. Can I take an aspect of cutlery killer?
You can, yes. I was going to say you can also.
I don't know how to add an aspect.
Aspect of Blue Rider.
You can also rename one aspect that isn't your high concept. So you can add another aspect if you want of thingy killer, cutlery killer.
I don't know how to add it though. It says add, but it doesn't do anything. Oh wait, no, it does.
Just click on the line.
It should give you a plus sign, yeah. You click add and then.
You spell cutlery?
Cutlery. I think.
It is now.
You can also choose an extra stunt.
Ooh, I keep forgetting I've got a stunt once per adventure and call upon the rules of human resources to manipulate a situation.
Right. So, if you can think of something appropriate to do with your character, obviously the combat-related ones tend to be a lot more useful in combat. So you can add another stunt if you can think of one.
I'm going to take fork you. How to add stunts?
You can also switch the rating of any two approaches if you want. So for some reason, if you decided that you were more flashy than careful, you can swap the two numbers about.
Oh, actually, I'll do that then. I'll put flashy up to 2, quick down to 1. No, quick down to 2, forceful down to 0. So that gives us 2 flashy, 0 forceful, 2 quick, 1 snaky, which is.
And rename one aspect. So basically, if you want to refine one of your aspects, like Dave, if you want to get a one that's more friendly to being invoked so you can get more fate points.
Can I?
And Earl, your consequence drops from a severe, the -6, to the middle one.
Right.
Right, so that's your stress box. So you would add a consequence.
Yeah.
And then add a consequence and put medium consequence. So you've got a bum knee. It's gone from shattered kneecap to bum knee.
I've got a dicky knee with an extra E.
Yeah. A dicky knee. It's the knee that says night. Obviously, we don't have to do all this online. You can take some time to think about it. The game is up even when I'm not logged in. So if you want to log in, if you think of something, you can log in yourself and fill your details in. Right, so you can also add a new stunt L. So, or is that going to be? Because a stunt is generally free, so you can have it where you either have a very specific +2, or you have it once per adventure. So you can add.
I'll take a once per adventure fork you.
Right. So put once per adventure fork you. Elves turned into Blue Roger for no reason whatsoever. That. Okay.
The impossible shot.
Yeah, take your time and think about it. You don't have to decide now.
There is absolutely no reason for me to be using cutlery other than it's tickling me.
Other than it's hilarious, it's absolutely genuinely hilarious.
It's like, I really shouldn't be doing this, but it sounds so fun.